Hello. So, it is England versus Switzerland, quarterfinals of the Euros 2024. This is Pug War 316 channel. This is not horror. It could be a horror show. I'm competing with Frank Lampard and Rio Ferdinand, so no problem there. Micah Richard, he's okay. I can take him. But I'm watching this on iPlayer. I'm going to have some things popping up on the screen if we score. Got some stats. I'm going to keep the stats up with us. We're going to watch along on iPlayer, BBC One in the UK. I'm sure you can find it anywhere else in the nefarious means if you're interested in watching along. We're going to try and kind of run through this all now and have a good look at what's happening. So I've already got some people with me. That's really cool. Thanks for joining us. So, hey, Bud Files. Good to see you, my friend. Good to see you. So, yeah, let's go through the team. So, no Cole Palmer. I think that's the big thing. That's the first thing I thought was no Cole Palmer. I'm not sure. I'm not sold on Concert. I know Gay, as I always get his name wrong, is suspended. Mainu, yeah, should be playing every single game. We've got Foden, still needs to show his best form in this tournament. Kane, Bellingham, Mainu, Trippier on the right, Saka wide left. That should be interesting. That's probably what I would do as well. I don't think there's anybody else. Conser, Stones, Walker, right-hand side of a back three, and Pickford. Now, Switzerland, some names you might be familiar with, Granit Xhaka, Brian Bolo, I always used to buy on Football Manager. He's a great player as their main point striker. They're kind of matching them, from the looks of it, matching them the same formation. Kanji plays, like I say, plays for Manchester City. Fabian Schär, do you believe in life? We've got quite a few. I quite like this. Quite like a few of their players actually in the last game. I thought they were doing all right, Switzerland. So this is not going to be easy. Hey, thanks for that. Yeah, I want England to win. I've got my 1990 Italian 93rd shirt on. I did have the white one, but I sold it and then I bought this one. This is like a replica one, but I've had this for a while. But yeah, thanks for joining us. That's awesome. So yeah, we've got the national anthem playing at the moment. It'd be interesting to see if there's any kind of political. If we were to win this now, it would kind of get tied up with the general election. And I guess that people were thinking it was going to be like Rishi Sunak still there going, well done, chaps, you've done a good job. And now it's a completely different context politically in the UK. So yeah, we've just finished singing God Save the King, which is always a strange one for somebody my age. I'm used to hearing God Save the Queen. We've got people in the crowd there dressed as St. George. And that's it. We're off. We're off to the races. I've got subtitles on, and I can kind of hear it as well. And yeah, it's kind of exciting. I'll be honest with you. I used to around 1990. That was my era. I absolutely fell in love with the England team then. Gaza, just thought they were brilliant under Bobby Robson. I had a real soft spot for Bobby Robson. I thought he was great. I think over the last, maybe because there's so many games, international footballers have become quite boring. But the way we're playing at the moment, which is like terrible, and then a couple of minutes we just do something and just kind of hang on, is probably, in a way, like a massive build-up and then a little bit of excitement. But another thing I would say about this is that if you watch France, they're even worse. Like they're not, they've not. I don't think they haven't scored from open play yet, and they're already through to the next round. There's only Spain, and I think personally, it'll be a Spain-England final, and I think probably we'd expect Spain to win. However, Pedri got injured, so that's interesting. I think he's an excellent player. But yeah, that's my prediction. I don't want to underestimate Switzerland, but they're never an easy opposition. How about if anybody's watching? Did you ever buy Brian Bolo for your Football Manager team or things like I always did? I always think he's a really good, solid player to sign. It's cool to see Granit Xhaka doing so well at Leverkusen, considering he was like kind of slagged off so much in the UK. Somebody with that powerful left foot and determination is always going to be a good player. I think Shaqiri's on the bench for them as well. Shaqiri, and he came on to to score recently with another person with a cracking left foot. I think the cameras are going to be very much on Jude Bellingham. He's a bit special, isn't he? He's a bit special, Bellingham. So I'm kind of looking forward to seeing how he performs today. He seems to just be one of the few English players, almost a different. He's just built from a different mold where he just wants the pressure, like he wants to work under pressure. He handles it so well. He's just, I don't know what it is about him, but he's some people just crumble, and he's just doesn't have that in his makeup. Hey Connie, how you doing? Thanks for joining us. So yeah, there's a few people I think who are saying that this is the way they would have gone. I think for me, I would have found some way to get Cole Palmer in here. I'm not 100% sold on Konsa, but I'm willing to kind of see it. I think personally, he's left a lot of good players on the at home. So yeah, so we're off. So there is a full. I'm going to have a full. Hopefully that will update as and when anything happens. Let's see. Yeah, I think it should just automatically update as and when. You can see it on the screen there. So I've never streamed a football match before. This is my first one. I've done some football. Sorry if I'm breaking up a little bit. I hope there's not too much in terms of signal issues. Yeah, I've not streamed football before. I have done a few Stockport County videos. I've got a football playlist. Obviously, Stockport County is my team. If I could choose between Stockport County getting promotion and England winning this, I'd probably choose Stockport County. I've been a season ticket holder at Stockport County for yeah, sorry if there's a bit of an issue. I think it'll settle in a. Okay. I'm back. Having real issues with the old sharing the. And here I am. So I don't know whether I'm having some issue through sharing the live stats on FootMob. I'll have a go at those in a minute. At the moment, nothing much has happened. We've not missed anything. I think they're trying to get Trippier and Saka forward as much as possible, which is really what they're going to have to do. I don't think our man Southgate is particularly an attacking-minded manager. But we've got such an amount of talent. That doesn't necessarily mean that you can play as a team and be successful. I mean, I thought Portugal last night, they've got an incredible array of talent, probably the best they've had. And they've won it in the past when they didn't have that level of talent. I think last night, maybe there's lots of conversations to be had about Martinez and his leadership and abilities, and Ronaldo and whether he should even be there, things like that. So there's loads of stuff like that from last night. I was just thinking, it's not always the best players that go through. It's often the best units, the best team that works well as a unit. And England not quite got there. However, they have got a little bit of determination and focus to kind of keep going right to the end. There's been a lot of 0-0s and penalties and things like that in this tournament, certainly as things go along. Like I say, I think Spain have stood out to me as one of the better teams so far. It's crazy to think the host nation is out. Still just passing it around at the back a bit. At the moment, again, I don't know about you if you're watching along and you have your own opinions on the team, but I just think Cole Palmer has had such an incredible season. He's got such ability and creativity. He makes things happen. Yeah, you want him on the pitch. He needs to be on the pitch. Find a way. I know that moving to wing backs means that it's more difficult, but just put him in just behind. I don't know, just behind Kane or something. I don't know. There's got to be a way to do it. Just to have some confidence in the way that you want to play. But anyway, the system's very clear. I can kind of see it top down here on the screen. And Bellingham's in here. Walker's played it in. One of those where it looked like it could have either gone in the goal or it was just an optical illusion. And that's what we've just seen. I think he was just offside there anyway. One thing I will say is if I was somebody needing these subtitles on iPlayer, the size of the subtitles are ridiculous. So you can hardly see what's going on the pitch. But that was quite a promising start, actually getting forward and having a bit of penetration, just trying to get in there. Realistically, there's hundreds of millions of pounds worth of talent in this England side. So come on, let's do something. Got Alan Shearer doing the co-com on this one. I have done co-com for Stockport once when we were kind of dropped down the football pyramid. I did co-com with the Stockport County commentator John Kieran, who is excellent, and he taught me like when to come in and say certain things and when to hold back and when he would put pauses in and how long I should talk for as a co-commentator. So I find that quite interesting. I think about that quite a lot. And I also think about how lazy some of them are and how unprepared some of them are compared to others. Like Danny Murphy being one who's I just can't stand. A lot of the ones that you do see, some of them are very, very good. I think of Emma Hayes was excellent during the last World Cup. The manager of Chelsea, or the manager of the USA women's team now, she was so good because she actually had some insight and research. There's only a few that seem to want to do that. And Mark Lawrenson was the worst one for that, where you just knew he just turned up and was just like, and having just stealing a wage. So, it can get really frustrating, can't it, when you're watching football commentary? When you feel that the people there, like at the moment, I feel like Rio Ferdinand is so confident in his abilities as a talking head and almost bordering on arrogant that he doesn't really like everyone should just be listening to him, and he starts asking questions when he's supposed to contribute with different answers to. Like I just get his attitude. I think has been quite poor during this. Lampard is just, I don't know. It's just like listening to somebody in the House of Commons, like just boring. Micah Richards has some passion and understanding of what he's watching. I quite like him. Roy Keane, I don't know about Roy Keane. He's a character, isn't he? He's playing a character. I feel like Gary Neville's gone more that way. He used to be quite good and quite analytical. But now I feel he plays a character as well. At least we've not got Carragher on during this. I don't think he's done anything in the World Cup, Carragher. Well, I did like Clive Tilsley and Ali McCoist. I love Ali McCoist. He's great as a commentator. And as you can tell, there's not a lot happening. That's why I'm talking about football commentators. Do you have a favourite commentator that you're always happy when they turn up? I guess it's not like Matterface and Dixon, who I just think are so boring on ITV. There's some good ones. There are some really good ones. I want to focus on the good ones. It's been a pretty interesting tournament. I've watched some of it. It's been nice to see some of the teams like Slovenia, Slovakia, and Austria, Switzerland, kind of do well. I think I didn't see all of it. I listened to it on the radio. I was driving, but I was trying to listen to the Scotland game when they went out, and I was kind of disappointed. I was rooting for them to get through. It's a bit controversial, I think, at the time. I believe Kanji is a good signing, relatively cheap for Man City. Also, they'll do the quarterfinals on later on. After this, I won't be streaming that one. I'll be having my takeaway and and a beer maybe, and watching that, chilling out. It's hard for me to focus watching football on television, I found, because I always I go watching Stockport, and when you're at the game, you can't help but focus and concentrate on what's going on around you. I put my phone to one side. When I'm watching it at home, it's like watching a movie at home as well, and the difference between watching a movie at home and the cinema. I find it quite challenging to focus. So that's why I'm doing this, really, so I can actually focus on this game and watch it. Phil Foden, this is a big game for him. He needs to prove that he's the player that everyone says he is, certainly on the international scene. He's a Stockport lad, like me. Kobe Minor is also from Stockport. Deputy Prime Minister's from Stockport. There's a lot happening in Stockport at the moment. So yeah, England are just basically getting it up to the middle, and then the midfield of Switzerland are quite well drilled and just pushing them back, and they're just kind of playing the game. The game's being played in the middle of the park at the moment. That's why I think we'll see Palmer at some point. Oh, Saka's just got in there. He's played it out to Walker. Into the centre. Bellingham's trying to move it fast, I always think. He's trying to do something positive. Kane's got to be careful not to drop too deep. It's important, I think, for Kane to actually be a centre forward. Are we going to get it through to him? No. They're just getting drowned out. They're basically the amount of players. There's basically 8 Switzerland players in one box area at the back there, and they are just drowning out any creativity from England. England are definitely the team trying to do something. Saka's gone. I feel like Saka and Trippier are playing on opposite wings here. So you've got your left footer on the right and the right on the left. And I know that's a very modern thing. It was like when I first started watching football, you never dream of that. You'd have your left winger who's like a Ryan Giggs type of player with left, and your right foot player would be like a right wing player would be a right wing. But now with like this cutting in and crossing, it has to be a really good cross. I think people don't seem to get to the byline and cross it in anymore, unless you're a fullback. I just don't seem to let wingers do that anymore. It's a bit of a strange one. I'm not quite sure why that is. I'll catch up with some of the stats and things at half time. I've got a few little funny clips as well if we score. This is a horror channel, so this could be a horrific game of football. But yeah, we'll see. I've got a few little things. I've got a, one of my favourite football songs as well, humorous football songs to play here. For some reason, that whenever I open up a tab with the stats on it, and everything just goes a bit glitchy. So I'm going to try again later. Offside again. I don't know about this idea of having Trippier on the left and Saka on the right. Just surely Saka could just skip past these players. I know he does similar. I know he plays mainly on the right hand side at Arsenal, but surely they could both skip past those players, and the delivery from the right hand side from Trippier would be good. I like Trippier. I think I prefer him as a fullback to Kyle Walker. I always think Kyle Walker, I don't know, he's a good player, but I think he's a bit overrated, and he's in a very good team, in the Man City team. I think John Stones has grown on me as a player. I think having a centre half who can pass it around is always helpful. I think he could play in midfield if he wanted to. He's very good on the ball. You have to be these days, I think, centre half wise. Oh, here we go. We just intercepted it now. We're going to cross it in to Kane. Oh, there we go. Oh, Mainu just had a rasper, but it got blocked. I love Mainu. I think he's a great player. No penalty, no. Kane was after a penalty then, but it's not happening. So let's have a look at what's happening here. So he got his body across Kane, that is, pronouns, across the defender, touched it, but he got a kind of knee in the stomach. But I feel like Kane ran into the guy's knee. For my money, that isn't. He did get a touch on it, and he did get some physical, but I don't think Cher smashed into him then. She's doing well for herself, Cher, really, isn't she? International football, all these years after I've Got You, Babe, and all that kind of stuff. Yeah, it's funny. I mentioned it before. Brian Bolo's a name that's always stood out for me, because I used to always sign him, whichever team or whatever team I was at in Football Manager. I'd always sign him. He'd always bang in the goals. Good in the air and quite fast. Wonder why no one's bought him in real life in the Premier League. He hasn't got the record for loads of goals, but he's got the physicality for the Premier League. Pickford's an interesting character as well, isn't he? Oh, there we go, here's Mainu. Oh, he's great. He's just so positive, and he's got that benefit of being young and fearless, Mainu. Like Gaza had in 1990, like Rooney had in like 2000s, early 2000s, Michael Owen, in some of those great goals he scored. When they're really young, they just want to play football. They're not afraid of anyone. I know my team, Stockport, would bring in the sort of age down of our team. It'd be interesting to see if we can perform the physicality of a League One with some younger players. Because lower league football is a real, you have to be a real strong person physically to deal with it. And I don't think League One will be that much different in that way than League Two. And players we had like Paddy Madden and Anthony Sarcevic at Stockport, both people would just bounce off them. They were so strong. And both of those players have kind of stayed in League Two, and we've changed it. Oh, Walker's done really well there and got fouled in the process defending. So he's done quite well. I've got a bit of anti-Manchester City bias here as well. Probably my least favourite team. I also remember the days when Stockport, when we beat Man City, I remember us beating them. I remember us drawing with them at Main Road. I've seen Stockport beat Man City twice. And we beat them in a friendly as well. And George Weah played in that friendly. I remember that. I think he's Prime Minister of Liberia now, isn't he, George Weah? So Bellingham is just gliding past them here, and off we go. Saka again on the right-hand side. I don't know whether he's doing this to kind of like surprise, because even the layout that the BBC did had Saka on the left. Bolo is a big unit, big strong boy. And Foden is not a big strong boy, but he just needs to be a bit more confident here. He's not wanting to move with the ball as much as he does with when he's playing for Man City. I mean, could we not have started? I know he maybe plays a little bit more centrally than Palmer, but surely Palmer could have started instead of Foden. What has Foden done? Like Bellingham's a few years younger than him, and the difference in class between Bellingham and Foden is massive. I think a lot of foreign press and magazines that I've read have said that as well. Like they don't necessarily in other countries see in Foden what we see in him in this country. I don't think he's a bad player, don't get me wrong. Oh, lovely ball through to Saka. But he's crossed it with his right. And it's out for a corner. I think that's what he's going to have to do. He's going to have to cross it with his right a little bit here just to surprise them, because they're checking him back onto his left, which is fine. But he's not got the angle. But Harry Kane didn't even make the forward run into the box there. There was nobody in the box. It wasn't a bad crossing from Saka. Got a corner now anyway. It's funny, isn't it? He never played two strikers anymore. No international teams, hardly any teams that I watch week in, week out play with two centre forwards. Used to be a big one and a little one. Don't see that anymore. Lots of number 10s. So Kane won the header just outside the box there, kind of looped it over, but there's nothing doing. And then there was either a foul or an offside there, and it came to nothing. It's amazing, isn't it? Set pieces, even at the highest level, often come to nothing. And that stat about Ronaldo, something like in major tournaments taking 60 penalties. 60 penalties. Wow. 60 direct free kicks and only scoring one. Yeah, why do they continue to let him take them? That's mad. And somebody who's known for his technique as well. Oh, Foden tried squaring it then. Again, the crossing is just not quite hit the mark at the moment. I've not really noticed Consa, so that's maybe a good thing. Maybe I've not had to. We're only 20 minutes in. I feel like we've been more positive. And Bolo's having a talking to. So he is as physical in real life as he is in Football Manager. They've been given a free kick. Yeah, he's just kind of ran into the back of Bellingham there, just squished him. Bolo's a strong lad. So we're going to take this just inside Switzerland's half. Going to take a free kick here. I think Foden's going to lamp it in with his left. Give a technical turn. Thanks for watching. I appreciate you watching this as well, because it makes me focus on the game a bit more, but also it's just a bit of fun, isn't it? I can't remember. I think I've had this a couple of years and never worn it. I'm stuck in, I'm dog sitting, my wife's out, and I was like, right, I'm going to watch football, but I'm going to stream it on my horror and classic media channel. Get further away from my niche. Apparently having a niche is really important on YouTube. That's not how my brain works. So if you like this, and it's a bit different, or you're not really into football, and you just like having a chat, that's cool too. Yeah, just thank you. You can like the video if you want. That'd be great. Lots of adverts for Hisense. Hisense TVs. I first started seeing them in like kind of catalogs and the sort of the cheaper end. But I think Hisense must be. It's the number. Oh yeah, why settle for number 2 globally? That's a strange one. They must be number 1 globally. Hisense. I wonder where they're based. There's adverts for Lidl and Hisense. Don't you think the German model for football is amazing? Like, prices for tickets, even at the top level, no fans are priced out of it. It's almost like a cooperative, fan-owned situation. Oh, hang on, Mbolo's in. No, stopped him. That might be the only good thing from England's point of view, is that Mbolo is maybe not the best in terms of shooting. Not deadly in front of goal. He's got all the other attributes, but he might need 4 or 5 chances to score. So like I was saying, I think the German method of pricing and structure and almost running a football club as a cooperative. Oh no. We've had a few little moments here, Switzerland. This is their little 25 minutes. They're sort of pushing a little bit now. I'm not a big fan of how things are going financially and with football in the UK, with the likes of Man City and Newcastle and things. I think I like Newcastle fans, and I like their passion for the game, and I like the fact they're having a bit of success. And I don't like City at all, so maybe I'm a bit biased, but I just don't think it feels like an even playing field. I'm not sure where all these money is. Is it? I'm not an expert on sports washing, but it seems a bit like sports washing. It's amazing. People will really take a hard line on that kind of stuff until it's their team that gets the money. Stockport, we've got quite a bit of money now. We didn't used to have. I've watched us have 5 relegations since I was started watching Stockport, and we went right down from. I was watching us in the Championship. We went all the way down to the Conference North, and I've watched us all the way back up to League One. Luckily, from a local businessman who's in. To be fair, I think he made some of his money out in the Far East as well. So, but yeah, he's a local lad who's kind of invested, but he's doing a lot of things locally with the education and football kits, and he did loads for the NHS. And I don't know. It feels like a good move, but I'm not sure what's going on with finance in England. It'd be nice to see somebody else win the league instead of Man City. If I'm completely honest. So see what kind of flags we've got out there. I think you can see an Argentina flag, which might be somebody from Stockport. You never know. If it's a Uruguay flag, our old manager Danny Bigara, sometimes you see Uruguay flags with Stockport on because of him. The man from Uruguay, lovely man. Lots of flags out there. Just can't quite make out where they're from. It's always nice to see the different cities of the UK. Well, England. I know sometimes we get a bit of bad press, and sometimes that's earned from the fans. It's just weird how Scotland can kind of go to these events and everyone loves them, and they never get in any bother, and they just have a great time. And I think things have been relatively okay with English fans this time. Well, I watched the documentary. I don't know if anybody saw the documentary on Netflix about them trying to get. I'm not going to use the word fans, just idiots trying to get into Wembley during the Euros final against Italy. Oh my word! If you're one of those people who hurt people and behaved terribly and ruined everyone's occasion and put people in danger, you're not a football fan, and don't go to a football game again. You're not wanted. I just thought it was absolutely. If you watch that, it turns you off football in general. It makes you almost root for Italy in that game when you watch that documentary. See, Saka now, he just keeps coming in on that right-hand side, but then he doesn't have the pinpoint accuracy with his right, so he's just squaring it into the box, and there's no one in the box. So it's quite frustrating. Just Saka keeps getting in these good positions, but nothing's coming of them. So I don't know. I mean, sometimes football, it's a simple game overcomplicated by people, and I think maybe this needs to change Saka and Trippier and let them whip balls in and let Kane get his head on and coming in late to the box. We'll see what happens. There's a bit of rant about all different things here because this is the thing. Your mind goes to different areas when you're watching international football because it isn't as exciting as watching league football. But it has its moments, and that's what we're waiting for. I think international football is just about moments. And like I said about Brian Bolo, if Brian Bolo was He would be absolutely world class if he put the ball in the net more, and that's the hardest thing at international level. If you've got somebody who can put it in the net, you know, everyone's crying out for a centre forward who can score goals. That's what. So you want about Harry Kane? He can do that. Got another corner. Got a few corners. I would say we've shaded it here. I would say my dog's fast asleep in the corner. She's not into the game. So Trippier's here taking the corner from the right hand side, proving my point. Oh no, he's hit it out to Saka, who's going to find an angle, and they're playing it back. What a waste of a corner that is. We're going all the way back, and we're going to end up going back to Pickford here. Yeah, we've just done a corner, and from that corner, we've been pushed all the way back to the goalkeeper. Which, as a fan, that's the one when you sat alongside people. That's the sort of thing people moan about the most. It's little moments like that. If it's a big tackle and a forward header or a forward move like Mainey did before, but if you're taking a corner and it's ended up with your own goalkeeper, people in the ground are going to go, oh, and that is deadly because the atmosphere just becomes toxic and rotten, and then the players get nervous. And I think the pressure on the England team is unmatched to any other. I think from the press, the moment we have anybody half decent, the expectation, and I think there's a bit of arrogance here as well, that we're just going to win everything. Well, I'm sorry. No team has a divine right to win anything. That's why it was always nice. I love it when Stockport were doing well and we were beating some bigger teams. I watched us beat West Ham, Everton, City, QPR. I've watched us beat Blackburn. Yeah, Bolton. People love a giant killing. I wonder if that's a very unique British thing, whether we really love the little guy winning, whereas in other countries, maybe like, say, America, whatever, they're like, everyone supports the Chicago Bulls in the 90s, everyone supports the Yankees or whoever whenever they're winning, whether it's that same root for the little guy mentality, I don't know. It's interesting, though, to think about. It's like, as I say, it's interesting to think about. I feel like I was turning to Theo Von then, and just having like, just thinking. Yeah, it's like, just thinking to myself as I was saying something. Fabian Schär on a yellow. Do you believe in love? Yeah, Bellingham drew him into that there. He's doing well. Bellingham's a top player. No one can argue that. And then there's an England fan just doing the fake crying thing to Schär for getting his yellow card. In the words of Roy Keane, grow up. Grow up. Have you seen on X or Twitter Roy Keane's movie reviews? Hilarious. It's like a parody account. Do your job. Do your job. I've got Irish heritage. I can do that. It's Northern Ireland though. Here we go, Bellingham again. Bellingham's like psyched up here. It's because he got fined the other day. Trippier's crossed it in. It seemed to hit somebody's hand. Everyone stopped. Foden's carried on playing. The referee's kind of not being particularly demonstrative about what he wants to see. Smashed into each other, and it's just come to a standstill. Watching international football is getting increasingly like watching international rugby union, which I can't stand. It's like cricket, though, isn't it? It's like international cricket. It's fine if you're watching the short overs, limited overs stuff, and they're bashing the ball around. But I've been sat there. I've only been to maybe two things. I was sat there at a test match and just where nothing's happening, and it's like, oh my word, it's the hardest thing to do, just to sit there, especially with my brain. Like I'm just like, my head's going to explode watching some of them. To be fair, last night was a bit like that as well. There was like a really good tackle by Pepe in extra time, or just before extra time. But other than that, there was nothing to get excited about. The penalty shootouts, I felt sorry for João Felix. I kind of had a feeling he was going to miss. I just felt he's a little bit, I don't know, just wasn't as sort of confident. But taking Fernandes off and leaving Ronaldo because he was scared of what Ronaldo might do was, man, a shame. It's easy to say these things after the event, but I think most people were saying it before the event. I think I was all for Ronaldo coming back to Man United. I have a soft spot for United, and like my dad, when he was younger, used to play football with some of the Busby Babes, and my dad was in the army and came out of the army on the day of the Munich air crash, and he never went back after that. But before that, living around Manchester, he went to watch Manchester. So obviously when I was born years later, we were living in Stockport, started going to Stockport. I'm actually born in Manchester, and so I do have a soft spot for United and cards on the table. But yeah, yeah, I forgot what I was saying now, but yeah, I was just kind of talking about sort of the lineage of some of the football we've watched over the years, and just I think this era of international football isn't as exciting as say '94 or '98 World Cup. The Euros in England, Euro '96. I felt like there was more goals and more excitement. See, Bellingham's like really psyched up for this. He's trying to make things happen, and when people are not on his wavelength, he's getting a bit frustrated. He just did almost like it's almost like a Cruyff turn on Maradona, probably like a Maradona turn. They've probably got some modern name for it now. It's like a Maradona turn, where he kind of stands on the ball and then drifts around. It's pretty amazing. I can still remember Gaza doing a turn like that. Another one I can remember was a bit of a surprise was Jason McAteer doing a turn like that on Maldini at the USA USA World Cup. People forget that one. We weren't there. England weren't there at that World Cup. We've come a long way. And people to be slacking off Southgate maybe haven't been around a long time to understand the fact that the guy is the most successful England manager other than Sir Alf Ramsey. Like, this is his 100th game. He's got us to a tournament final. Nobody else has managed that other than Ramsey. It's a hell of an achievement. He's been successful no matter what happens. Who knows what would have happened under Big Sam? But obviously he was more interested in sort of getting a bit of extra cash in his back pocket, which is ridiculous. But yeah. Capello era was hard to watch. Hodgson era became quite hard to watch. I have quite a lot of respect for Roy Hodgson, but that was quite hard to watch. Sven was all right, but he just kind of tried to make people fit in positions that they weren't. And it was before, I think, before you could be a bit more tactically fluid. And I think he just had things that were successful for him and just tried to play people together who just didn't fit. But all these people he criticised, and I think Harry Kane makes a good point, all these people he criticised, they've been just as successful, in fact less successful than the current crop. So if you're sort of slagging them off and calling them names about their performances, most of these players have done more in an England shirt than, that's terrible, but I quite like him, but like more than Gary Lineker did. If they played in a final, he hasn't. So I don't know. My favourite England managers were like Bobby Robson, who I felt was desperately unlucky, and Terry Venables again desperately unlucky. He was quite forward thinking for the time, though. He kind of, he had wing backs in there and changed things around. And I believe when in the 70s when he started coaching, Venables was just seen as like an absolute trailblazer. So in the 90s, the respect he had was incredible. And I think Bobby Robson as well, look at the success of Mourinho. he will say himself how much of that was down to the understanding and learning like being under the learning tree of Bobby Robson. I think Southgate has been the right man at the right time. I just don't feel he would be a good manager, say, in the Premier League. I could be proved wrong, and you can quote me on this, but I just can't see him doing anything. This is it for him, I think. Some people are just really good, better suited to being international managers. So, we're 39 minutes in. Bellingham has been a bright spark. Saka's had a few moments on the right-hand side. You know how I feel about that. I've said it a couple of times. Maino's done a couple of bursts forward. That's it, really. A couple of moments for Switzerland, but nothing heart in mouth moments. Let's have a look at see if I can get the stats up again without it completely messing up my connection. Declan Rice, I guess he's doing his job properly. I've not noticed him that much. I rate him as well. I do think he's a good player. Let's see. If this messes up, I'll switch it off.
10 yards from, he's got to be higher up the pitch, he's got to take his man away.
Okay. We're living out in the middle of nowhere. Sometimes that bandwidth is like, it's just crazy. Switching stuff off so that one thing works. Yeah, it's not working. Yeah. Screw that for now. So we're coming towards half time now. I think it's kind of petering out. Another game in the Euros, 0-0 at half time. Hopefully it won't be 0-0 at full time. Oh, we don't want any. I want to get something to eat. I don't want to be sat here watching extra time. And I certainly don't want penalties. Because I think like these days, we tend to win early penalty shootouts to build up our hopes that we can do penalty shootouts and then lose the big ones. Oh, my word. If we score, I've got a great video clip to show you. And I've got like a little song for half time to play as well. Again, it's just kind of Saka on the right hand side, checking back. I wonder if the BBC website's a bit lighter in terms of stats on screen for you. It's so weird that it does this on there. Let's have a look. The Dusseldorf Arena. I've never been to Germany, but I would love to go to like an Oktoberfest. I love some. They did a thing at Stockport where we had like some street food, and we had like all the bratwurst and bockwurst and all the different sauerkraut. I love sauerkraut and all that kind of stuff. Oh my word, that'd be great. Getting hungry now, but yeah, I'd love to go to like an Oktoberfest or a beer festival. Put them lederhosen on me. Let's go. So on the BBC website at the moment, just watching the text, there is 339,000 people watching on the BBC website. Which is pretty crazy, just watching the text one, but I guess there's not everybody gets access to the pictures, do they? But I think I'm not complete. I think it's a better game than the last game we played in. That was just watching confidence soak out of people. was not fun. This one, things seem okay. I think it's the key thing will be how we approach it after half time, because we've tended to come back out and then really let people down in the second halves, and have to bring on someone like Minu or Palm. Oh, there we go. Oh, Saka was just dancing around people there. Saka got tackled by Xhaka. Easy for me to say. And Minu, oh, was it Minu? No, it was Saka. It was Saka. He was just trying to square it to Minu, but just Manu got a foot. Yeah, Manu got a foot to it, but then it just kind of Xhaka got in front of him. It was a combination of Saka and Manu. That's great, Stockport, lad. Come on. It's a shame we didn't have a youth system at Stockport for quite a long time because we've dropped so much. We have now. I wonder if these players would have come through our youth system if we'd have had one. A good one now. Oh, straight into the goal. Corner from Foden. Straight down the keeper's throat. And now Switzerland are on the counter-attack. England seem like they've been caught short a little bit here. Conser just got pushed over there. Yeah. Not the set pieces have been pretty poor, if I'm honest. He's dressed quite smartly, the Switzerland manager, I must say. Let's see if I can share some more info with you without going crazy. Here we go. Oh, there we go. I'm still here. The internet's not going wacky. Let's see what people have got to say stats-wise. Yes, I agree. I'll take your cookies. And it's half-time. So, yeah, Granit Xhaka is such an important player. Wow. Thanks, Neil Rock Johnson. That's what happens when you type in and live updates, I guess. You can type, get involved. No, you're okay. Saka has the ball at his feet out wide, but he's forced to play it back. Moments later, Saka tees up to Kobe Manu, but Xhaka comes to the aid. Oh, yeah, he did. Xhaka doing very well there. Let's have a look at the stats. Let's see where we are stats-wise. So England have got more possession. 55% possession at the moment. Where are we with shots and things like that? Well, there's been 5 shots for England, 0 on target. 2 for Switzerland, 0 on target. Off target, 1 each. Block shots, 4. So that's where those shots are going. And well, maybe that tells a little story that Switzerland doing a bit of last-ditch defending. England, 15 touches in the box to Switzerland's 9. 0 saves by either of the goalkeepers. Aerial duels, about the same. Fouls, more fouls. Yeah, that would make sense if England are attacking. More set up fouls by Switzerland. 3 corners, all of them pretty poor. So that's where we are. What about our history behind them? Ooh. So, what are we saying? That they've got a bit of a better record against us? Did well Switzerland to beat Italy. Drew with Scotland. Drew with Germany. These are not an easy team. I think we're always guilty of doing this. English football fans, which is underestimating teams. So that's our team at the moment. There's been no substitutions so far. So, yeah, what I'm going to do is just for a little bit of it. I think it's raining in Germany there. And you can see it on the window. While Rio Ferdinand's talking and I don't want to listen to him, I've got one of my favourite football songs of all time. Now, are you familiar with Adam Buxton and Joe Cornish? Adam and Joe. The football song. I used to play this with because all my friends when I was at university didn't like football. It was only really me. I used to play this song to taunt me, but I got the last laugh because it's funny. I enjoyed it. So I'm going to play this song. It's called The Football Song.
Footy, footy, footy. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Footy, footy, footy. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh. I've got a skill that's Woo! I've got a scarf. The scarf is for football. I've got a rat too. Ball, ball, ball. Footy, footy, footy. Ball, ball, ball. Football. When I go see United, I get overexcited. When I go see Millwall, I know I'll see a good game of football. When I go see Tottenham, I know there'll be no stopping them. When I go see Spurs, if it's cold and dead, he's got a hat for a hearse. Ball, ball, ball. Footy, footy, footy. Ball, ball, ball. Football. When the game's beginning, all the crowd starts singing. When the goals start scoring, it becomes less boring. When I go see Arsenal, I reckon they can pass and all. When I go see Villa, my view is blocked by a concrete pillar. Ball, ball, ball. Footy, footy, footy. Ball, ball, ball. All the teams wear numbers, irons on their jumpers, strips of different colours. It helps you sort out one from the others. When the game gets dirty, the ref becomes all shirty. When the teams change ends, it's time to talk tactics with my friends. Ball, ball, ball. Footy, footy, footy. Ball, ball, ball. Football. Ball, ball, ball. Footy, footy, footy. Ball, ball, ball. Football. Here we go. GLENHODDLEISHAVINGAGOAL. Glenn Noddle is having a goal. Foot, 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 ball, 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 foot, foot, kick, 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 foot, foot, kick, ball, goal. Ball, ball, ball. Footy, footy, footy. Ball, ball, ball. When I go see Rovers, I wear my Rovers pullovers. When I go see Leeds, they seem to achieve a lot of high ball speeds. When I go see Nottingham, they don't seem like a lot of them. When I go see Chelsea, spend half the match in the queue for a wee wee. Ball, ball, ball. Footy, footy, footy. Ball, ball, ball. Football. Ball, ball, ball. Footy, footy, footy. Ball, ball, ball. Football.
Water hugging, kissing, kissing.
Yes!
Wow. Ball, 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 footy, footy, footy. You don't get any better half-time entertainment than that. They used to, all my housemates used to play that and sing that to me and make fun of me. So if I mention anything about football, they'd be like, oh, ball, 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 footy, footy, footy. But, it's funny. They used to do a thing on the radio called Song Walls as well, where they'd each come up with a different song to a different theme each week. But Glenn Noddle is having a goal. Yeah. Where to go see United? I get overexcited. Amazing. So I don't know if there's going to be any changes made. I don't think he will. Certainly not early on. Are they really going to be thinking about extra time and penalties? But I don't think he will, because I think England are playing relatively well. I just want to see Cole Palmer go at these. Like when you watch Bellingham run at these players, and you just thought he's got a chance here. If we determine to play Saka on the right, and let's put Cole Palmer on the left. Then let's take Trippier off and do that. I don't know, or something, or Foden. Like Foden for me has just been nothing. Mainu's got a bit of spark about him. So I don't know what you guys are making of this. Whether you're enjoying the first live stream of football match I've done. I usually do films. Usually stream talking about films or discussions about different elements of horror. Recently did my first book review. Deep dives on the channel as well. There's quite a few deep dives that I've done into different films. If you just go to my channel and look at best of the channel, you can kind of get the sort of the whole range of the different things that we're doing. I've got a really good interview coming up tomorrow with Ted Nicolau, director of one of my favourite films, Terrorvision, which is a wild and crazy film from the 80s. And there's Terrorvision. And he talks about that in real detail. I've got an interview coming out tonight with a guy, Christopher Outridge, who has done a film called Teddy Cuddles, about an animatronic teddy bear. It's like a slasher. Well, he's going to do it. He's trying to get funding for that, and he's won lots of awards for the screenplay. So we've got those coming up on the channel. But I have also got a really big surprise for you. If England are having a goal, if they manage to score a goal, I've got like a little treat for you, and I kind of want to show you now, but I don't want to ruin the surprise. So if you see a little video pop up during the game, that's because England have scored. So as you can see from our stats on the screen at the moment, things are pretty even, Stephen. England shading it. Let's have a look at some of the subs. I'm going to put some of the subs up there. I've not seen Adam Wharton enough. I think he's done really well. People talk really highly of him. He's moving from Blackburn to Palace and then getting a call up for England. I think Ivan Toney was a good person to have, but not just to sit there on the bench. I think Toney, Palmer, maybe Anthony Gordon. I'm not a massive fan of Conor Gallagher. I don't know what he does. I think Eze doesn't really excite me very much coming off the bench too much. Neither does, I think, Elise at Palace is probably a better player, but obviously he's not English. Bowen, again, I'm not majorly excited about him coming off the bench. I think Trent's got some good delivery, so if we're playing wing backs, there's a possibility that he comes on and plays down the right hand side. Ollie Watkins, again, I know they're all got decent players, but I think if I was to choose, I would choose to bring on Ivan Toney. Gomez, not that interested in. Local to where I am now, Cumbrian lad there on the bench, Dean Henderson, backup goalie. So yeah, on the bench for Switzerland, names that I'm very familiar with. Shaqiri. I think Stefan is a backup goalie, or used to be backup goalie for City. I think he went on loan to Middlesbrough. Zakaria, I think, had a cup of tea at Chelsea, but very rarely played. So we've got a stronger bench. We've got a stronger first team as well. This is the thing. We have the most team. We are the favourites to win this, but that doesn't necessarily mean we're going to win it. I'd imagine that for me, Germany, it's a bit of a shock. Germany went out. Host nations usually do very well, don't they? So at the moment, we've just got on TV, we've just got little adverts for iPlayer and things that are coming up on the BBC. If there's anything that you want to alert me to that's good on television, I don't really watch that much television. I do know on the iPlayer, if you are watching this iPlayer, that the Gremlins cartoon, Secrets of the Mogwai, is on iPlayer, which was a bit of a surprise to me. I've been waiting to see that for ages. And we've got on the pitch now Theo Walcott being interested. No, probably not. Being interviewed, and he seemed really fired up and excited at the beginning. I think he's trying to build. I think maybe he's not doing this exactly, but trying to do like a Chris Sutton, where he's going to get work through being a character. You know how like Roy Keane is a character. You're sure he's not like that in real life, and I know that Savage plays a character, and Chris Sutton's the main one. He's just like a troll, really, isn't he? Oh, nice. In Greece. Love it. Well, I think I'm not too... Well, I was going to say I am jealous, but I'm not too jealous, Stuart. We have got a bit of sun. If I fancied it earlier on, our local golf club, which isn't as posh as it sounds, but our local golf club are doing... every time England scores, you get a free shot and free hot dogs at half-time as well. And like happy hour of pints. So I was tempted to go. Then I was like, I don't want to go on my own because I don't really know many people around here. I don't want to go on my own. So it is. It's definitely getting boring. Me or the game, both probably. No, it's not the most exciting, is it? International football. I think we've had a few decent moments. This was certainly better than our last game. But anything was going to be better than our last game. It's funny, isn't it? Did you guys all see people being interviewed? like about Southgate and how terrible he was, and then we scored, and they all went crazy. Yeah, go and get some halloumi and some pita bread and some nice Greek food. That's what you want to do. I've got a pizza waiting for me that I ordered earlier on that I'm just going to heat up and have for my tea after this and watch the next game. Got some. Oh, I totally forgot my half-time beer. So didn't have any local beers. Wife did the shopping this week. I just told her to get any beers. She likes to try different things. So I've got the Brewdog. I know there's maybe some sketchy stuff with Brewdog, but not sketchy. Shore Leave. So I live by the sea. It's an amber ale. What percentage is this? 4.3. So I'm not going to fall over. So I'm going to have a beer, I think. Start the second half with a beer. This is where I end up pouring it all over the shop. Got this my little Muncaster Castle glass that I borrowed from one of their events. They're all right, the plastic ones. They were only going to throw them away, but makes me feel like I'm at a festival. Oh man, I've done a terrible job on this. I've not tilted it. I've not done anything. Look at the state of that. Look at the head on that. It's like a 99 ice cream. So, are there any actual football, football streamers I should check out? I watch some football content. Like I'll occasionally watch like Chris MD or people like that, but I don't know any Chris. I don't know any football streamers. There's a guy Goldbridge or something. But, yeah, go and get that food, man. Get that belly filled. Second half, you'll hear all about it. You can watch this in high def on iPlayer. Wow, saying that. Thanks for popping in, though. I appreciate everybody who's watching along. Nobody's made any changes that I'm aware of. Let's see. Let's watch the live report. An Imperative Foden plays as a number 10. What? So Micah Richards has said, when Foden plays central, even if he can't get between the lines, he can still drop deep and dictate play. Is imperative he plays in a number 10 position. Well, he does. He needs to get involved, but you're obviously just as biased, Micah, for your City players as I am against them, my friend. Because nobody's even noticed Phil Foden. Let's be honest. So there'll be a little live reporting popping up on the screen as well while we're doing this. It's looking all right, I think. What's that all about? Is that heat maps? Oh, okay. England were positive in the first half. 31% of the game was played in Switzerland's half. Interesting. Oh, there we go. We can have a bit of live reporting going on without my computer going like that. Know that for next time. So I don't know if anybody watching has been to Germany. I know I mentioned earlier on I'd love to go to like Oktoberfest. Tell you what, this amber ale looks nice actually. Just got to wait for the head to go down. It looks like I've poured a pint of cream on top of it. That's squirty cream. I think Shearer's actually shows a bit more personality now than when he first started doing this. I quite like Shearer. Here we go. Oh. We're going for it here a little bit. Bellingham again. Well, lovely cross in. Man, if it wasn't for Bellingham, I think we seem to be devoid of it. Oh, Saka. Oh. Saka cut in there. My dog's dreaming, so if you can hear some crying in the background, it's not me because of England's performance. We took her for a really long walk yesterday, so she's absolutely pooped. Let's see where she is. There she is. There she is. Okay, Marcy. She's on the tea as well, so she's in a bit of a food coma. Well, we're camping out. Just got straight back to sleep. We're camping out in Switzerland's half at the moment. Bellingham again. He's been my man of the match so far, Bellingham, I think. Not a lot to choose from. I'd name somebody else. Oh, Declan Rice there. See, Rice for me, he's good when he gets forward. Underrated. Very underrated. I want us to score just so I can play my little video clip. It's ridiculous. Yeah, he's doing it. Yeah, he's running the show, Bellingham. You'd have thought he was a like mid-20s at least. I quite like this live reporting updating on the screen as well at the same time as me chatting away. It's good. Much better. Hopefully it reports updates soon and says we score. I will know because I'm watching it, but so much better from England. Oh, it's just some person like me. So much better from England, but we need to stop with the inverted wingers. Just get the ball in the box for Kane. Do you know what, Kit? I agree with you, my friend. I agree with you, whoever you are, Kit. This one's for you, my friend. Not very fizzy. A bit flat. And we're off. 48 minutes in, 0-0. Do you know what? I'm not a gambling man. I think the last time I put money on was when I was at Slovakia and Slovenia mixed up. When Portugal lost, I put money on them. I had £4 in my betting account, and I just put it all on Portugal, thinking they were going to smash them. And then I lost 2-0, and that was it. I went down to 0, and I was like, right, it's a sign to stop. But if I was a gambling man, I think 0-0 at half time for this would have been quite accurate. So I just licked my bottle because I didn't want it to spill on my trousers. Oh, I've already spilled it on my shirt. It's the first time, like I say, first time I've worn this. I did have an England shirt that was really in demand. It was like a really pristine retro one. Put it on eBay just to kind of see what to see what people were saying. I ended up getting quite a bit of money for it. So then I invested a quarter of what I got to buy this, because I did used to have, when I was a kid, the white Italia 91 with this. This one makes me think of Steve Bull. But I did have a white one, but obviously I grew out of it because I was a kid. I couldn't get like football shirts and stuff when I was a kid, really. They were like too expensive for us. So we lived down the road from the Adidas factory, and they had some seconds. So it was one of these, but there was like a rip somewhere around here. So my mum just like did some little bit of sewing, and I had the 1990 England shirt. It was like my pride and joy for a long time. I remember having a poster of Gaza crying on my wall, just out of a newspaper or something. Funny I mentioned Gaza recently in my book review because he's in on the periphery. Mentioned if you remember the Ralmo. Mbolo's in. No, again, he's finishing. He's got everything. This Mbolo. He's a real handful, but he can't score. Famous last words. Not sure about this amber ale. It tastes a bit flat. Let's see. What does it say? Cerveza. Doesn't say anything. United we stand for better beer. Fiercely defiant and independent. That doesn't tell me anything, does it? 500 ml. There's nothing about the beer. It doesn't tell me what. I like reading on beer what it's going to be like, literally like flavour wise, but apparently, surely you just taste like nothing. Just amber beer. The amber nectar. Yeah, Mbolo, I rate him. Not just because of all the times he's won me the European Cup on Football Manager, but I rate him as a player. I think these days you can have a target man who doesn't score goals if everybody else around them scores goals. When you do have one who scores goals, you get somebody like Erling Haaland. But like who's the big Dutch fella who was at Man United and didn't score any goals, but actually things happened around him. He looked alright. He was okay. I think Mbolo would be like one like that. Maybe at if some team like say Bournemouth or somebody had him. Because it's hard actually to get hold of centre forwards who can hold the ball up like that. I mean, look at Brighton. There's always a place for Danny Welbeck, isn't there? Even now, at this stage of his career. I do think he's got a big future ahead of him, hopefully, if he gets fit. Is like Ewan Ferguson at Brighton. He looks like a good player. So, watch the pundits talk about Manu. I've just talked about mine. We were fine.
Sommer.
So Bellingham is trying to press quite high. Like Bellingham's playing pretty much as a second centre forward here.
In a duel with Mbolo, and it's going to be a free kick for England.
Oh, and Mbolo's fouled again. Wouldn't be surprised if Mbolo ends up getting. Has he already had a yellow card, or was he?
What the Swiss fans think of that.
Yeah, he's already got one. So I don't know. He'd have to be sent. He'd have to get sent off then, wouldn't he? Let's have a quick look. Oh no, it was Cher. It was Cher who got the yellow card. And Mbolo, I wouldn't be surprised if he ends up with a yellow card at some point. He's just not. Yeah, he's a big, strong guy, so he's pushing his weight around a bit. See what our pundits make of that. He's 19. Mine is 19. And no, 19. That is a Paul Hardcastle reference and also a Phoenix Knights reference. Got to have my half-time drink. I might have a packet of crisps with these, to be honest, or some peanuts or something. Maybe I should have gone to the golf club after all. Could have streamed from there, couldn't I? I'm not a member, but I won't be a member of a club that'd have me as a member. Oh, Xhaka's just been dispossessed in the middle. Mainu. Potato. Yeah, Kane needs to stop dropping so deep. It's a habit he gets into, I think, because he's captain. I think he feels he has to be if he's not been involved for a certain period of time. Sticking to Mbolo like Polly. Again, I don't, as much as I like Mbolo, I don't think he's like a major danger. I don't, because I don't think he can put it in the net. I just think but he does everything else. So I guess like he could set up somebody with a good left foot like Xhaka or Shaqiri if he came on. Shaqiri's bound to come on, isn't he, at some point, and he's bound to do something. You know, he had that little purple patch at Liverpool where he looked like a world beater, but I think conditioning-wise he's not the best. But I think he's playing in the USA now, isn't he? Oh, Kane's getting hustled here by Kanji. And he fouled him. Kane fouled him. Kanji, pronounced foul. It's funny, isn't it? I wonder if it's like the same in cricket. You know, as soon as you become captain of a cricket team, you suddenly stop scoring as many. You stop scoring as many runs. I wonder how many goals Kane scored since he's been captain compared to goals per game since before he was captain. Actually, it's probably a bad analogy because of and Mbolo just got his head on it, but it just trickled into Pickford's hands. Conser did quite well, put him off there. Conser was in with him and it ended up becoming nothing header. First bit of credit, first thing I've noticed of Conser. Interesting choice. Some of these players that he's picked for the team could backfire because they've not had a lot of international experience, like Conser and people like that. But I guess if they pick Maguire or whoever, people would be like, you know, whinging that he only picks the players not dependent on form. And then when he picks the ones dependent on form, people go, well, why have you not picked Jack Grealish? Well, he's probably pissed somewhere. Well, I'm glad I'm not sat next to that guy in the stadium there with a loud hailer. Bellingham's on the ball again. Saka's still on the right. Saka. Cross. Oh, he's back to Bellingham. Bellingham's scaring him, you know. Rice is having to go back. Before, I think the biggest down part of that first half was when we got a corner, we had some attacking play, and we played it all the way back to the keeper. It was just like, oh, come on. Oh, good header from, can't tell who it was it Foden or was it Bellingham? Tried to head it like a headed cross. Rice is a good player. I like Rice a lot. McFried. No, I like Rice. I think that he was one where a few years ago United should have signed him. He would have been great for them. They've missed out on a few big names like that where I think their transfer policy, your Antonys and Ronaldos and stuff like that, it's not what Ferguson would have done. He was buying your Ronnie Johnsons, all these Solskjaer's players who were wanting to build a name for themselves. It was only right near the end where he was buying like Van Persie just to win the league that he kind of went against his own philosophies. But it's like look at Liverpool, like Andy Robertson from Hull. United had never signed a player from Hull. Oh, here's Ndoye. Ndoye's up against Concert. No. Okay, so the 4 defenders back here, and it's going out for first corner for Switzerland. The irony of this would be if bloody Switzerland score from this corner, isn't it? That'd be mad. Kenji's coming forward. Concer's had a good moment there. I think somebody just said that on the BBC thing. Concer stood his ground well. It's the first time I've noticed him. I mean, it's like goalkeepers, isn't it? You know, if you're not talking about them, it's probably a good thing because they're not having to do anything. Not that taken with this short leave. I think I may have a little bottle of it. It's okay. Oops. Full bottles around here. It's all getting rowdy here on the Pugwall's channel. Kane needs to stay higher up the park. Yes, I agree. Hey, how you doing, Tremalos? We're doing something a little bit different. No horror today, but there will be later on this evening. I'm good, thank you. And you're doing good. That's excellent. Yeah, there was some jelly beans, man. Yeah, gotta get those. Gonna get those snacks. I'm gonna have. I think I'm gonna have some pizza later on. It's got pineapple on it as well, guys. Controversial. But yeah, just kind of trying to keep my focus here on the England game because it is getting a bit sleepy now. Things are getting a bit, and this is where England have traditionally kind of drifted out of games. Iceland game was one where I kind of switched off. And I was like, oh my word, just not done enough, not got enough energy. There's no excuse for it. Like the passion and energy is what you want. Oh, here we go. Vargas crossed it in there for Switzerland, and England defended it. So Switzerland are having a little moment here. It's around the same time in the second half as it was in the first half, where they had about 5 minutes of pressure. So let's hope that's all it is. A little bit of Swiss pressure for 5 minutes. Man, the land of Toblerones and cuckoo clocks are really putting it on us now. I love some Toblerones, actually. Toblerone's great. Toblerone. We need to not get pinned back here. We're getting pegged back now. It's all in the England half. We're spreading it around a little bit. It's England's to lose this. It's definitely England's to lose. It's like the main threat is in Bolo, and he's not. I think unless you put it on a plate for him, he's not going to score. It'd be interesting to see if Shaqiri comes on. Even at his advanced age, he's a danger. Anyone with a left foot like that, he's got a left foot like a traction engine. Kind of getting hypnotised here by Switzerland just passing out. They're playing to type here. They're playing quite neutrally. Back forward, side to side. Oh, hang on. Ndoye seems to have a bit of something about him. Is it the same Ndoye who used to play for Sheffield United? Maybe not. Mainu won it. Wade won it. Oh, and then yeah, Kane's been fouled. Mainu did really well there. Broke up the play. Mainu's reminded me a little bit of a more sort of forward-thinking N'Golo Kante. Man, I'm so lucky to have him at Man United. Don't know what you guys think about Rashford. Like, I love what he did and the personality and things he showed. And he had a great season the season before, but something's not right last season. It's a shame. Whether it's time for him to move on, I don't know. It would be a shame, but no one's irreplaceable. So who's coming off? 2 players, Rieder and Vargas, are coming off for Switzerland. Who's coming on? Somebody with a nice haircut. Doesn't look like Shaqiri unless he's grown a foot. Zuba and Vidma. Oh, Stefan Vidma, I think I've heard of him. Strong looking fellas coming on, blimey. So, proactive first substitutions made by Switzerland. Normally the England players will start thinking, am I going to be coming off soon? Mainu did it incredibly well. That interception by Mainu just put everything back onto Switzerland and they retreated into their own half. I think Mainu, Bellingham have been the 2 best players for England so far. Conster's been pretty solid. I wasn't sure about him at the beginning, if you remember, if you've been watching with me. Foden's on the ball here. Foden again, getting it back from Bellingham. Nice cross from Foden this time. So that was a left-footed player crossing it from the left-hand side, and it scared the defence of Switzerland, and it's ended up being a corner for Switzerland, but they're saying it isn't. But just shows you. Let's swap those inverted wingers, like the guy said earlier on in the comments. The BBC thing. Yeah, Shearer's just said that. It's so positive seeing Foden go on the overlap. Yes, it's amazing. If you have somebody a left-footed player on the left-hand side, how they just have a natural confidence to beat their player and cross it in. Gareth needs to have a think about this, man. 65 minutes in now. Sponsored by Hisense. A lovely pitch here in Dusseldorf. 65 minutes. Oh man, please no extra time and penalties, please. I don't want newspapers to be like having to tell us not to have a go at players and then finding out that people are getting racially abused online for missing a penalty. Like, I don't want that. Especially when we've had I mean, I don't know where you all are politically, but like, it feels like there's been a pretty positive last couple of days. Oh, Switzerland just got a shot from outside the box. Not sure how to say his name. Besha? He should have got technique all wrong, but he hit it hard enough, Alan, but he just didn't hit it in the right space. I'll tell you what, this Mainu, he could potentially be an out of this world player. But I mean, we said that about Rashford, haven't we, in the past at United? It's just how players are managed. Look at somebody like Bellingham, because he's a team that wins a lot and he's coached properly and he's allowed to have his confidence built and he's come through the German system as well in Dortmund. The guy is built for success, whereas Mainu, if he's successful, it's almost by accident at United at this stage. So Kane, the ball hit him on the head. It bounced back behind him because he pushed, I think, Akanji. I could be wrong because there was a bit of a wrestling match. Kane's just got a yellow card. I think he's put his arm across his head and caught an elbow in the face. I don't think it's Akanji. I'm not sure who it is. And Kane's a bit frustrated. Got a yellow card. But Alex Shearer just saying I'm the wrong one to ask. Yeah, to be fair, that's exactly how Shearer played every game he ever played in his life. Oh, sorry, yawning, wow. Maybe that shipyard, whatever it was called, beer, sending me to sleep. Or was it the game? 67 minutes in now. The ball is back with Switzerland inside their own half. I think we're relying on Mainu to break up a lot of play here. I've got to say, I'm a bit disappointed with Declan Rice. You know, I've seen him absolutely boss midfields this season for Arsenal. He's not done it for England. He's been kind of left to Manu to do his job. Yeah, there's confirmation of the yellow card for Harry Kane up on the screen there. It's quite cool having it up on the screen, isn't it, there for us to follow? Harry Kane is now in his own box defending, which is fine. And it was a harsh yellow, I think. But the fact he's defending is ridiculous. Oh, come on. I mean, this is the lived experience of being an England fan from... I do. The first one I remember is 86 Mexico. But I remember collecting stickers in 1990, so like I was a bit more cognizant of what was going on. But certainly in 86, I think I saw The Hand of God live. I can remember my dad being really angry. I wonder how Peter Shilton feels about that now. I wonder how many times a week he gets asked about it. How does somebody the size of Diego Maradona get up in the air and handball it into the goal? Can you imagine VAR? With VAR, that would never happen. There'd be no hand of God. England might have done it. Then again, would he have carried on then and done that amazing solo goal? I don't know. Good tackle. Oh, come on, Foden, my friend. Foden has just got this look on his face like this whole time. Give Stockport a bad name, mate. Saka's playing all right. Saka's doing okay. Going to make some more substitutions there? Someone needs to stay up for England. That's totally correct, Alan Shearer. Switzerland fans are starting to get a bit excited now. They're kind of getting a bit giddy because, well, we've not scored yet, have we? Early goal would have been... We should have gone all out for the early goal. I think it would have finished them off, but it's too late now, 70 minutes in. So, confidence builds in these situations. Trippier has to play it back because he's a right-sided player playing on the left. He has to play it back. Just put people in the natural positions. Come on, man. If he switched it all around now, it would also confuse Switzerland, I think. Oh, right. Foden. Good, decent cross, but there's no one there. Manu gets the ball, and his first thought is like, let's get at him, let's get at him. Shouting for a handball, but there's never a handball. 52% possession at the moment for England. So it's not all England. I'll say it's all more England in a sort of attacking sense, but even then, we've not really done much in the second half. All right, so where's Cole Palmer? Is he? If he's not warming up and on this pitch, I don't know what to say. Well, I need a goal. I want to play my video. I think you're going to love it. If we ever score. Shall I do it if we score in penalty shootout? I hope it doesn't go to penalty shootout. We just need one goal. I think one goal will win it, if I'm honest. My worry is we score in the 70th minute, then we spend 20 minutes where we're really scared to death and we potentially give them a couple of goals. Trippier's not playing bad. It's just hard for him, isn't it, being out on the left-hand side. Like, he was playing for Newcastle, he'd be on the right, wouldn't he? When he was playing for Atletico Madrid, where did he play? The right. So where's he play for England? Or left. Ben Chilwell was fit. Just saying, he was fit. Probably fitter than Shaw. Bellingham's got it. Right, Bellingham's got a brain in his head, so he's going to try and get it on his right. Oh, he just couldn't get it in. He's looking for a corner, and he's fouled. Oh, that couldn't have gone worse for Bellingham, really, there. He kind of lost the ball. He ended up accidentally booting the other player. And now he's just tapping him in the face, trying to get him to get up. It's like, it wasn't the nicest thing. Like, I think Bellingham's just like, come on, get up. Well, let's tap him on the face multiple times. It's not exactly like friendly. It's more like, come on, I've got to get going. But I like his hustle. I like his attitude. His guy he's on the edge. He's like a lot of like great players. He's on the edge here. He's like, what was it when he scored that goal and he did like that gesture to their bench? He was like, yeah. It was just like something in joke with my friend. But no. Oh. Yeah, it was a bit disappointing from Bellingham then. I thought he might have made something of that. He's still probably been our best player. I think Mainoo's had a better second half, actually. Some player, this Mainoo's just come out of nowhere, really, and he was probably the best player in the FA Cup final as well. If United had 11 Kobe Mainoo's, I think they'd be all right. No. Switzerland have had a bit of the ball now for a few moments. Xhaka's been pretty quiet, but then it's not his game, is it? It's not his game is to be like marauding forward. Cher's got it. I didn't mind him in Newcastle, Fabian Cher. Oh, and Switzerland have scored. And guess who it was? Breland Bolo, the guy who I said will score maybe every 4 or 5 chances. This is probably his 5th chance. Oh. Well, if you're an England fan, there's no surprise. Now, I know we didn't score, but just to cheer us up, I'm going to play my video because I don't know if we're going to score. So I'm going to play my video for the goal, even though it's Switzerland. Okay, just pretend it was England that scored.
Yes! Now we hold. We do not give in. We do not allow them to score. Pickford! You beauty! You beauty!
You will never know what that means to me. That is everything! Everything! We love you! Boys, we love you.
So somewhere in Switzerland there is a Swiss Ross Kemp doing that right now. Well, I said it all along. My football manager guy in Bolo giving 4 or 5 chances and he'll score, and I'm pretty sure he's had he's maybe not had shots, but he's had chances. They've put a ball near him and he's missed, or he's been tackled. This time he put it in the net. Now, why do we have to do that? Why do we have to be in this position where Switzerland have done absolutely nothing, and here we are 1-0 down, 75 minutes. And all of a sudden, it's like, we better get back in the game. Oh, so frustrating. Apparently, he's bringing on Eze and Palmer now. It's a good play. It's a good goal. Could we have defended it? Yes. Was Mbolo in the right place? Yes. He stayed forward, like Harry Kane was defending in his own box earlier on. Luke Shaw's coming on too. Oh, some natural left-footed width. Oh my word. This is not boding well for my first live stream. The Swiss fans were getting excited and built. I think I mentioned it 5 minutes ago. The Swiss fans were getting kind of giddy and excited as well. Don't know if you guys are old enough to remember Football 365 website. They used to do live updates and stuff. I used to watch things on that. It reminds me a bit of doing that now. So here we go. We're bringing on Eze. We're bringing on Shaw. We're bringing on Cole Palmer. And we're in the 77th minute. Do you know, Palmer needs to be played. He's took off Mainoo. He's taking Bellingham off. He's shocked. Bellingham is absolutely shocked.
We'll see what sort of reaction that gets. He's got his arms outstretched. And I think he's asking the referee. It can't be me.
It can't be me. He said, it can't be me.
Was the ball drawn? There was definitely a 10 flashed up there.
Oh, so there's maybe been a mistake with the board. Bellingham's like, it's not me, mate. You're not taking me off. So what's going on? Oh, it's Conser coming off. So, like, Bellingham just had a little moment where he was just like, I'm not coming off this pitch. Man, he's a winner. The guy's a winner. He's not hiding. No, if you're a winner, Jude, you need to be a winner right now, my friend. Right, okay, so Saka's on the right-hand side here, pushing forward. There's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Swiss players in front of him, so he needs to... Okay, throw in. Cole Palmer, man. Cold Palmer. Cole Palmer, I think, is could qualify for Jamaica as well, somewhere. I think his granddad is from Jamaica. Frustrating. Yeah, so Mainu, Trippier, and Konsa, Shaw, Eze, and Palmer are on. I think it's only confirmed 2 so far. England fans are getting frustrated. Yeah, not the only ones. Well, I'm an England fan, I guess, but if I was there in person, I would be a bit frustrated. To be fair, I'd probably be looking at the food situation at this point. I'll be checking out the bratwurst, the bockwurst, getting some sauerkraut in me. The beers they have as well, those big beer steins. I'd love to have a go with some of those. Yes, Saka's just scored. Yes!
Yes! Now we hold. We do not give in. We do not allow them to score. Pickford! You beauty! You beauty!
You will never know what that means to me. That is everything! Everything! We love you! Boys, we love you.
We love you! We love you. That's everything. Yeah. What a great curling shot from Saka. He's not had a bad game. I'm glad they didn't take him off. He is cutting in from the right on his left foot. So it goes against what I was saying before. It was through such a body of players. The fact that they had so many players back actually counted against Switzerland because the goalkeeper could not see through the bodies of the Swiss players. Just couldn't see. So there's a guy there with a Royal Air Force hat on celebrating. So yeah, Saka. Bukayo Saka. Apparently, a lovely lad, like really humble, I think doing some studies, just a really nice kid. And if you think back to when he got all that abuse for missing the penalty, he deserves this moment. I'm glad for him. I'm really glad for him. Now, are things going to pick up now? Are the confidence going to build? Because, I mean, give it to Cole Palmer now, man. Oh, lovely ball across there. Saka's got it again on the right-hand side. Do you know what? Saka gives me like Toby from the Sidemen energy, if you guys follow Sidemen. Like just a wholesome dude. So Luke Shaw is on the ball now. Again, we've got a natural left footer on the left-hand side. Shaw, can he catch it? He's crossed it. I think it's gone out. No. Caught it, but... Yes, Shaw's been out for a few months, and then he had to absolutely peg it again. So Eze, now, I watched him absolutely take a few teams apart last season. I wasn't sure if he was international quality. This is his chance to prove me wrong. This is his chance to get on it. You know, get himself a big move. I think Elise, who plays at Palace, cracking player. But let's see. I'll tell you what, Harry Kane is looking a bit on the slow side. No, he's never been like fast, but yeah. Oh, it's good for his confidence. Get Saka on the ball as much as possible now, because when you're a winger and you've scored, you're never at a higher rate of confidence. Just get him on the ball. Get Saka on the ball. 1-1. Game on, my lad. Game on. Oh, Kane and a few people getting in the way of each other there. I think I can't get over Bellingham's face when he thought he was coming off when they put the wrong number up. Oh, free kick. Switzerland are on the ball now. Shaw did well there. England fans have gone wild. Yeah, well, it's 1-1 still. Are we going to go to extra time? Looks like it, doesn't it? 83 minutes. It's a good play, that Fabian Schär. Underrated. Stood out for me this season in terms of consistency at Newcastle. Like a Swiss cuckoo clock. I don't know, it's anybody's game now. I feel that just because we've scored, the impetus has ebbed towards England again. However, you know, we give them the chances, they'll score, won't we? So just have to wait and see. This is pretty crazy. At least I got to play my Ross Kemp clip in what's the word? In context. So Switzerland are kind of pushing forward a bit here. Oh dear, oh no, Mbolo. Someone needs to, I bet you get him for 10 million, 15 million, something. Oh, Cole Palmer's being pulled all over the place here, but I tell you what, Palmer, he's got the free kick, he's took it himself and he's moving. The kid is just like, I've heard interviews with him, he's not like very erudite or, you know, he can't explain himself very well, but he's just literally like the kid that you played football with when you were a kid who's just the best on the pitch, full of skill and just glided past people, doesn't give a damn if you're Ronaldo or Messi, like you don't care. He just plays like he's the kid on the park. I like him. I'm so glad he's at Chelsea. I prefer Chelsea to City. It's mad, really, that like I'm sure if he could have kept him and guaranteed him more playing time, Pep would have kept him at City. I think, you know, I mean, he's in this squad ahead of Grealish, isn't he? I think the Grealish issue is like, Grealish a lovely guy, I'm sure, but just a bit of a wild card, has incredible off seasons of drinking and partying, and then can't be up to the standard to start the season the way that somebody like Pep, who just needs everybody to be a machine, wants. Therefore, reaches his peak around December, has a good couple of months, and then tails off near the end. And it's like, well, that's why he's not in this squad, I guess. It's good to see. Shaw is a much better player for England than he is for Man United. It's just so many injuries. I'm shocked he's took Manu off, but then I guess he's put Eze on as a more attacking option. Can't really argue with it. Okay, so Saka's on the ball again. He's cutting inside. Oh, Bellingham just over-egged it a bit there. He's got the ball back, though. Bellingham. Saka. Oh, just overhit it. Just overhit the cross. There's some creative players on the pitch now. Palmer, Eze, Saka. Yeah. I'm a big fan of Palmer. You watch him, was it the Liverpool game? Where he just kept playing right to the end and ended up scoring in like the last second of injury time. And he was just Mr. Cool afterwards. Do you know, sometimes it's just those people that are just not intelligent enough to overthink stuff, if that makes sense. Like, he just doesn't overthink it. He just goes out and, like, I'll score or set up goals. Like, that's all that's in his head, I think. Which is fine. We don't want him to be a mastermind, you know. We just want him to score goals. What a cracking goal by Saka. Absolutely cracking goal. Which has to see it. I do think it'll come down to Spain, England in the final, but then again, if this goes to penalties, who knows? But this is the thing about England and penalties. I think they would win a penalty shootout against a team in a quarter-final and then lose it in a final. Don't know why that is. Palmer would take one score. Would Saka take another one after missing in the past? I don't know. Eze take one? Kane would take one. He's missed one. Oh. See, Eze made himself a little bit of space there and then got a bit excited and just shot wide. So Switzerland now, defender Akanji's just telling the goalie to slow down. He's doing it like that. One of the defenders for, I can't see which one, but the defender for Switzerland is just tying his laces. He's like, slow things down a little bit here, which kind of tells you the tide is turning more towards England. It is the 88th minute. Shares just gone to pot there and ended up. It's because Palmer's just busy. You know, he's just a busy little bugger, and he just causing problems. Just shot in front of him and got foul. Palmer's just like, thanks very much. Some players like Palmer and Grealish in the past, they will get you free kicks. Oh man, this is just as tense as the last bloody match. Come on. Who's taking this? Is it Shaw? No, Foden. So can Phil Foden make it lift the ball up? It's not a bad one. Keeper fists it out. It's back out to Saka. Palmer, first time cross from Palmer there. Counter attack now, Switzerland. If I drink it, I was my voice. It's funny when I've done commentaries on radio or things like that. Never had any problem. Can I get away with showing you the goal? I'll show you the goal. Let's see if I can. There he is. A little hero. So he's the third Arsenal player to score for England at the Euros. Tony Adams, Theo Walcott. There we go. What's that? Alan is getting in with his balls. Watch yourself there, Alan. Saucy sod. Oh, we got to see the goal there. That's pretty cool. Xhaka. I didn't notice I didn't show you the Switzerland goal. We're in the 91st minute now. We're only 3 minutes of injury time. Remember last season in the Football League when things went crazy and it was like everything got time added on. The first game we went to had about 9 minutes of injury time, and I was like, this is ridiculous. People are going to be missing the trains. They're not. I guess the powers that be must have changed their directives because things started going back to normal. We'd have like 12, 13 minutes of injury time. Anyway, here we are at the Euros with 3, so I guess we're back to normal. So, we're here for extra time, guys. Are you with me? I've got a little bit of beer left. My dog's not going to be happy about this. But she's sleeping anyway. She'll have to go outside at some point. The half an hour of football, I think, for us. Oh, good cross by Switzerland and an absolute miss. A miss, like where it's like a rugby conversion. It's so high. Pickford's going crazy. And Bolo's kind of headed it back. And then Doy and Bolo smashed into each other. Who knows? I don't know. Didn't win. They didn't score, so it doesn't matter. Do you know if I'm doing this again? I don't know if they have these for all games on the BBC website. I've never used them before, but if I'm doing any other streams, I'm going to use the BBC one. I quite like this. Hey, you know, people saying not paying a license fee. It's coming in handy right now, baby. And that's it. Full time, 1-1. At least we've had some actual goals. I think we kind of knew this was going to happen, didn't we? It's frustrating. He's not wearing it. Southgate's wearing a kind of like short sleeve, like thin knit, zip up polo shirt. It's a strange look. He went for the. He used to go for the waistcoat look, but he's not doing that now. But I guess that was in Britain where it's a bit colder. But it's not like Germany, some sort of tropical paradise, is it? So that's it. We got out of it. We got out of it. It was a great escape. But it's a big but. We like big. No, it's a big but here. Can we score in extra time, or will it just be both two teams scared to score? We know from Spain if you can do this, you can get a goal in extra time, and I always feel like an extra time. If you score 1, 9 times out of 10, you've won that game. No, we don't have golden goals anymore. Lovely finish by Saka. All that talk of me saying him playing out on the right, not working, the one time it actually does. Well, as they say, limbs, absolute limbs in the crowd. So Walker's having a real detailed conversation with Southgate. Possibly to do with his defending for the goal. A bit late now, isn't it, Gareth? Aaron Ramsdale walking around, patting people on the back. It's unlikely you're going to get on the pitch, Aaron, I'm afraid. He's really having a long conversation, Southgate, with Walker. Wow. I guess Manu coming off, he wasn't going to be one of the ones taking a penalty. Do you know who I'm worried about taking a penalty if we have to? Harry Kane. I am worried about him taking a penalty. So they're all in a bit of a huddle at the moment, kind of discussing what's going to happen. How many more substitutions can we make? Not sure. So Southgate's talking, and it's interesting to see he's paying attention, because when you watched Ronaldo last night, Martinez's back was to Ronaldo in his talk at extra time. Everyone else was listening. He looked round, he saw that Ronaldo was the back. He just carried on thinking, well, if it goes to penalties, Ronaldo's just going to do what he's going to do. And I just thought, you can't have that. You can't have that divisiveness in the team. All of the England players here are listening to Southgate. He's explaining what he wants. And then Steve Holland, his assistant, is kind of repeating what he said to kind of reinforce it. And then some of the subs are kind of saying the same things. It seems like there's a good feeling in the camp. So Harry Kane's stood here, ready to go. I think we're just about to kick off extra time. Somebody said England thrive in chaos. It's interesting. So here we go. An extra half an hour of play. We're good to go. That was quite quick. It's quite quick, really, isn't it? The difference when when the whistle blows, getting into extra time. What are we on? Yeah, it's like 3 or 4 minutes. No bathroom breaks. Is Martin Margetson the goalkeeping coach for England? That's insane. He wasn't even good enough to take over from Andy Dibble at Man City in the 90s. Wow, maybe he's a good. You don't have to be the best player in the world to be a good coach, though, do you? There's been quite a lot of good coaches. In fact, some of the best coaches weren't particularly great players.
3 years ago, drawing with Spain and losing on penalties. England had it easy in the quarterfinals last time. Remember that 4-0 win against Ukraine in Rome?
So there we go. Extra time. I'll be honest with you, I was going to put a bit of ball, footy on in Nips of the Bathroom, but I guess we'll have to stick with this. Southgate was brave with substitutions. Did those substitutions make a difference for the goal? I don't know. I guess they did. But Saka who scored, and he was in exactly the same position as he was at the start. But maybe sometimes substitutions just wake players up a little bit. Maybe they think, well, I'm going to be taken off next, you know.
All three quarterfinals so far going into extra time at this European Championship.
It's a good goal, though. It's a good goal by Saka.
I'm sure you said before the game to me that you thought this would.
I don't know what you guys are making of this game, but it's not the worst game of the tournament so far. I think when they scored, I thought, oh, the writing's on the wall here. But we thought that last time, didn't we? And ended up winning. So Harry Kane's not really been given anything to feed off, has he? But he does need to make sure that he continues to stay up front, ready for those opportunities, even though we're in extra time and he's not had any. He needs to.
It's what you have to do. And he did that. Other than that great Fabian Schär cross in the last minute there.
We've not. Switzerland have not been like a massive attacking force. Relied on Mbolo. Oh, Switzerland are in. Oh, Pickford's just had to. I don't know if he got a touch on that there, but it was like a cross, as they call it, a cross-come shot. Yeah, oh, maybe it was a shot, but it's actually not a million miles away. It would have been a complete fluke. I wonder if Shaqiri will come on during this extra time, at least because he'll score a penalty. I wonder if the writing's on the wall here for Belling. This is going to sound bad, but every time we have a player who's really good in a tournament, whether it's Rashford or whoever, they seem to be one that miss a penalty. I wonder if the writing's on the wall for Bellingham to miss a penalty. He's got a bit quieter in the last 25 minutes or so. Saka came into it more from the goal, just before the goal went onwards. Palmer, get him on the ball, man. A little bit of shipyard ale left. It's nerve-wracking, nerve-jangling stuff, this, isn't it? Since the last Euros, my life has changed massively, and I remember watching the final and just being completely numb to it. Whereas this time, I don't know, it's kind of strange. I'd quite like to see what it'd be like, because I live in like a little village now. I'd quite like to see what the celebrations would be like from the people in my village. Like, I'm not worried about any like antisocial behaviour or anything. I just think it'd be fun or interesting to see what people do. So England are just kind of slowly pushing forward here. Neither of the teams will want to commit too much in extra time. Nobody wants to be the reason why you're lost in extra time. That's the problem. Extra time is often like, come on, let's go, and then nothing happens. Oh, dear me.
Patience is the key, isn't it? No need to panic. No need to go for it. You've still got time. Try and draw them on.
You're not going to entice Switzerland into doing anything here, I think. That's what Shearer's saying, like, you're going to have to push forward to kind of make them go forward and then create some space. I just don't think Switzerland are going to do it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Switzerland players here behind the ball. Oh, here's Palmer. No, there's a cross, nobody there. Declan Rice. Oh, great save. Declan Rice, he has got a shot on him. That was a cracking little shot. He's smiling there, laughing, and Bellingham's patting him on the back. Lovely technique by Declan Rice. Declan Rice has got that old school England captain thing about him. I'm sure he'll be a captain in the future. Bellingham's like patting him on the back and giving him a hug. Bellingham's so confident. He's like, you wouldn't think he was so young. He's like senior players just like groping him and hugging him and you're like, go on, mate. Not groping him, but you know. As it's taking this corner, I've not seen him take one yet. So let's see. It's up, it's high, and it's defended. Bellingham back out. Saka's got it. Eze's got it. Eze out on the right wing. Let's see you, Eze. Let's make a name for yourself, son. Let's go for it, lad. Cracking save. It was a good save. Cole Palmer. Cole Palmer's just like, let me take you on. Oh, he tried nutmegging Vidmer. It didn't quite work. Still won the throw-in. He's not afraid to try stuff, Palmer. That's what I like. I do like that about him. Great. Well into play in this corner, left-hand side, England now. Foden. I don't know, Foden, man. 6 out of 10 for me today. Walker's not been too bad. Good play by Rice to make that shot happen before. But for me, Bellingham first half, Mainu first half. Palmer's been good since he's come on. Saka's been good since he scored. Palmer's just been fouled. No, didn't give it him. He was trying to get a free kick out of the situation. Right? Walker's got to be careful here because he nearly didn't give the ball back to Pickford well enough. The potentially here, Switzerland might just be a danger on the counter. Well, not if Palmer does that. Oh man, Palmer's just done a real terrible ball. And luckily, he's in the middle of the park. Oh dear. 7 minutes in now to extra time. Switzerland are pushing forward a bit now. Is Ebingham flowing? Let's have a look at the stats because I feel like maybe the stats aren't as like England heavy as people might be thinking from my commentary. So 52% possession still. It's not massive. A lot more. 10 shots to 8, 2 on target, same amount on target, 4 off target, 6 block shots again. They're throwing the bodies in the way here. Switzerland. There's a Swiss substitution on at the moment, so that's why I'm chatting away. England a bit better in the air. Switzerland fouling a lot more. Again, that's with throwing your body on the line, isn't it? More corners. A bit of Glastonbury. Don't know. Incidentally, I don't know about what you think about this year's Glastonbury. It wasn't as good as the past ones. Just a bit of a non-event. Unless you were there, I guess. So, what's Gareth going to do now? Is he going to make any changes? Is he going to make him at half-time? Get to half-time at 1-1. Does he make a change? The Swiss have made one now, which is a bit of a strange time to make one, 8 minutes into a 15-minute half, but they made their changes before England last time. But I'm a big believer in proactive changes, not reactive changes. I think that's how, this is really strange, but how Stockport, I feel like Dave Challoner used to always make reactive changes. And when he started making proactive ones and positive ones, that's when we really hit our stride and we ended up getting promotion. It was almost the year before, actually, where he worked that out, where we just missed out on promotion. Last time I went to Wembley. Oh. Was that Saka? No, it's Eze. Eze's been injured. Fouled by Cher. Cher's got to be careful here. He wishes he could turn back time there with that tackle. Oh, that's a bad joke. You know that Cher used to go out with Val Kilmer? Not this Cher. I literally lost somebody watching along with me then when I said that. Interesting having a left-footed goalkeeper. Quite rare. Just means that when he delivers the ball from his own box, it's going to kind of skew out to the right-hand side. So maybe that's one of the reasons why Saka's out on the right, because he's the fastest player, can pick it up. I don't like this keep passing it back to Pickford, though, constantly. Oh, here we go. Is that Kane? Yeah, come on, Harry. Oh, Palmer, lovely. Palmer's picking up on scraps here quite well, and Saka has got the benefit of it. Come on, Saka, take him on, son. Go for it, Saka. This kid deserves success. Oh, no, he's going for a shot there. That was a bit of a silly shot there. I don't know who it was, so I couldn't make out who it was. Saka's got the ball back again. Could he get us a penalty here? He's just chipping it up. Bellingham. Oh, Bellingham's trying to make some space. Oh, Bellingham tried to curl it, but he didn't get any power on it with his left foot there. He's angry with himself. And Bellingham's got that kind of confidence and energy of like, he's like the footballing Nico Omilana. Yeah, keeper did well there. It wasn't enough power and wasn't enough bend on it. It was just kind of just a dolly into the hands of the keeper there from Bellingham. Trying to make space, trying to find something that's just not quite. Yeah, penalties. Who's taking penalties? I don't know. Would Saka take another one after missing one last time? I just don't know if it's right to have him take one. Kane would have to take one, which would scare me a little bit. Palmer would take one, I think. Shaw take one. I think left-footed players usually do all right. Eze, maybe. It's a big ask for somebody so new to international football. Pickford. I saw Pickford. I saw the one. Was it Pickford against Switzerland? I think he took a penalty and penalty shoot out. Oh, Pickford would be my choice to take one. He's crazy. He's got no fear. Who else? Walker might take one. Rice. He's a big character. Take one. Don't know, man. Who do you think? If you're watching along with me, who do you think would take penalties or should take penalties? I'd be tempted to leave Saka out of it, but I don't know. Redemption story and all that. But Kane worries me. That sounds silly, but Kane worries me. Bellingham would take one. And again, that would worry me a little bit because he's like our best player. Sometimes, I don't know. A bit like how Portugal's story is all about Ronaldo. Do we want this story to all be about Bellingham? I don't know. In theory, every outfield footballer should be set up and practiced and ready to take a penalty. But I know from taking penalties, just playing five-a-side and stuff, there's like when you're stood in front of a penalty spot, stood up with the ball in penalty spot, the goal suddenly looks smaller. I'm not kidding. I'm terrible at taking penalties. For me, it's all about technique. My technique's not good enough. I'm more of like a tackler, sort of rough around the edges kind of player. I don't think my technique is good enough. So that's why somebody like Cole Palmer, you'd think he'd put one in the wherever he wants to put it in the net. I'm not sure about Rice. Just right-footed player. Personally, like I say, my choice would be Pickford to take one. And if he's been practicing. Hey, Mike. How you doing, my friend? I'm hoping my first football stream doesn't end up as in us losing on penalties. Yeah, I know. That's how I feel. Like saying football's a simple game, isn't it? 11 versus 11, and then we lose on penalties. I don't know. I really don't know. I feel like sometimes we win penalties at this stage. It's finals and semi-finals where we lose them. So I don't know. We're almost at half time of extra time, so I don't know, man. It's, I need to stick to streaming movies. We need to sort out Urban Legend, mate. We keep forgetting. At least in a film, you know roughly what's going to happen, especially if you've seen it before. So, Henry's looking a little bit haunted, I think. Oh, is Gareth doing? Is Gareth streaming this? I thought he usually streams at 9 o'clock. He must be. Maybe he's thinking that his piano playing could compete with the with BBC One, the Euros. It's probably not the same crowd, is it? Let's be honest. Oh, right. Got 3 things on the go. That's nice of you. I appreciate that, mate. That's like me. That's my ADHD. I was listening to a podcast, reading a book by Robin Asquith, and watching AEW wrestling earlier on, all at the same time. I don't think I was focusing on any of them. So here we go. We've got the Switzerland coach having a bit of a talk. Bellingham's on the ground. That's not a good. Oh no, he's back into the circle now. So I think maybe from the looks of it, a bit of lip reading. I feel like Gareth's talking about mentality. Interesting. Ooh, cool. The Daily Telegraph. I didn't know they would stoop so low as to cover horror. Ooh, that's cool. Let's see what's it? Sunday night. Yeah, depending on time, that would be really cool, mate. Yeah, thank you. What are we on? Sunday, aren't we? Yeah, that might be one I do from the living room, so I don't disturb the rest of the house. But yeah, depending on time, that'd be awesome. At 9, yeah. That should be good. Let's have a look. Hey, Mitchell, dismal display by England. Drop Southgate. Drop Lane. Oh, Kane. So it's not been his best game, Kane. It's difficult, isn't it, when you're the one striker? But I don't know. I struggle to think of an alternative. I do think that Southgate's coming to the end of his time as manager of England. I think he is doing anyway. But I don't know who would replace him. Thomas Tuchel would be my choice, but I don't know if he's available. But yeah, it's hard. It's hard because he's not been given anything to work off. But I know what you mean. Yeah, I hope that Kane does all right in the penalty, because he's going to be probably the first penalty, isn't he? It's not been the best game, and there hasn't been many good games in this tournament. It's like I go back to France. Well, France have been absolutely dire. You know, literally, if we'd have played the same as France, and even get into the semis without a goal from open play, the amount of press negativity. I don't know what's going on in France, or whether they're just like, it's all good. But at least we put the ball in the net a bit. No, I've just been trying to think, Mike, of who would be a good taker, and I was thinking of Pickford. I've seen him blast a few in. Palmer, Pickford. And then, Kane will probably take. Well, I don't know about Saka. I'm not sure. I just feel like it's either going to be he misses the one again, and he gets so much stick for it, or it's a redemption arc for him. I just don't know. Bellingham would probably have to take one, and I think he'd probably score. The guy he's just got a different mentality. He's got that kind of Messi, Ronaldo mentality, I think. But yeah, I never fancy England for penalties, just because these other teams just seem to have better technique. You watched them all last night. There's only £100 million player who missed one. João Felix. Jeez. Tony would be a good one to come on just for penalties. Tony would be a good call. Do you know what? Going back to what Mitchell was saying, maybe Tony for Kane. And then Kane, we don't have to have that discussion about him taking a penalty, and we're just leaving him on for penalties. Do we bring on 2 strikers for the last 10 minutes and just go, screw it? I mean, it is possible to play a football match with 2 strikers in 2025. It's crazy, but it's true. I know it's crazy, but it's true. But it might not get to that. Switzerland are on the attack here. Drawing with Switzerland, who are pretty neutral countries. Quite funny, really. Eze doing some defending there. Oh, Eze. He did really well. Can Kane keep it in? No. Oh. Was it Kane just smashed into Southgate? He's hurt. Kane's hurt. Might not have a choice. Kane's down hurt. What's happened there? So, see that again? So he's gone flying. He's gone flying. He's smashed into Gareth Southgate. Has kind of swizzed him around, and then he's like his knee's gone out. They've got a minute here while Switzerland are bringing on Shaqiri. Then it might be Kane coming off. Yeah, this is the moment. So Mbolo's coming off for Shaqiri. They're hoping that Shaqiri can just catch one on his left foot. And Mbolo's a bit disappointed. I think he thought he was going to take a penalty. So Xherdan Shaqiri is probably one of the better penalty takers in the whole tournament. So Ivan Toney's on for Harry Kane. Kane's almost, if he's hurt, he's hurt. You know what I mean? It takes away the responsibility of him taking a penalty. That Tony will take a penalty, and I'm actually probably more confident with him taking one than Kane. I rate Tony. I rate him as a player. Oh, Cole's caught him. Cole's caught Xhaka. Oh, I love Cole Palmer. I love his energy. Come on, Eze. Go on, Cole. Oh. Shaw's on the bottom. We feel a bit better with the left sided couple of left-sided players on the left-hand side. We look a bit more balanced. Straight back to the keeper. Wonder what the odds are on Pickford scoring in a penalty shootout. I just have a feeling. So we're 20 minutes in now. We've got 10 more minutes left. Let's get a goal. Let's not go to a penalty shootout. Come on, let's get Tony a goal. Let's make him a superstar. Let's add. I was going to say add another 10 million on, but I think his contract's running out. So Brentford haven't got really much to negotiation for how much to get for him. But he's a bonus. He's a good player for anybody. I mean, who would you rather have, Ivan Toney or Darwin Nunez? Who would you rather have, Ivan Toney or like Marcus Rashford last season? Or Højlund? Or Tony's a good player. He deserves it as well. The hypocrisy of having to go at him for his gambling when they're all stood there with gambling company shirts on, making tons of money out of gambling, is pathetic. Yes, Walker did well there. Fair play to him, Walker. Come on, Ivan. Oh, somebody's down. Who's down? Palmer's going for it, but who's down injured there? Bellingham. No, Bellingham was down. Come on, Ivan Toney. Make a name for yourself, son. Introduce yourself at 29 on the international scene. Blimey, England fans in the stadium were cheering when Kane came off. Maybe the people agreeing with you there, Mitchell. I mean, I was the same. Like, I didn't think he was having a good game, but what I was also, I guess, mindful of the fact that he's playing as a point striker and no one was giving him any service. But he wasn't having a good game. He looked like he was running in treacle at times. Come on. Don't give this away now. Switzerland are on the counter. Oh no, oh no. Oh. Eze's playing almost as left centre half here. Time of modern football, eh? Switzerland are on the attack here. 8 minutes left in the. We really don't want to be holding on for penalties. We want to at least have our, like our peckers up during this second half. Oh. Cher decided to have a bit of a pot at it then and just, nothing. Since I said he was good, he's been terrible. Oh dear. Is Kane the player he was when he was playing in England? He had a good season in Germany, didn't he? He didn't win the league, but he's still a good player, but I don't know. Maybe he's been carrying an injury. Just keep the ball away from Shaqiri's left foot, please, gentlemen. I wonder where it's all about what side the penalties are at as well, I think. They're in front of those Swiss fans. It's funny, people always make fun of Pickford, say he has little arms. I don't know what his history for saving penalties is. I think he's saved a few, hasn't he, for England? 6 minutes left. It's got penalties, isn't it? It's going to bloody penalties. Phil Foden is coming off. Could he come off a bit earlier? My money, yes. Trent Alexander-Arnold, he'll take a penalty. Technique. To be fair, they could have both scored penalties, so if you're doing it for penalties, it's a strange one taking off Foden. I feel like Foden would have put a penalty in. But Trent's coming on. So Trent's going to the right, Saka to the left. This is what a lot of people thought we should have done at the beginning. He's had a bit of everything, hasn't he, this tournament, though, Trent. But so's Trippier, and Saka's been all over the place. So it's funny, he come into this tournament, probably had all these ideas of what he was going to do, Southgate, and then depending on results, he's changed things about a bit. But Tony only had a couple of minutes in the last game, and he made it count. So let's hope he makes this next couple of minutes count. Oh, sure. At least having Shaw on the ball is a good, on the left-hand side, is a good bit of balance. Shearer just said it then on the comment. It just takes one little moment now, and it could change the whole thing. Trent could do it. I mean, look at Trent's history in Euro finals, European Cup finals and stuff. Champions League finals, should I say? Whatever we call them these days. I call it European Cup. Just takes a little bit of creativity, a bit of cleverness. Sadly, that could also come from Switzerland as well. Oh no. Oh no, Pickford starts to come out, but he's had to back up. Corner. All of a sudden, Didman and I had one-on-one with Pickford. It went a bit wider. Pickford backed off, and I think Saka saved the day with his pace getting back. See, this is the thing. I thought Saka would have been fine as a left wing back. I know he isn't utilising him to his best, and we played him on the right today, but I think it would utilise him just fine. I mean, there's nobody else for England. Chilwell would have been my choice. I know he's coming back from an injury, but so's Shaw. Oh, they hit the post. Corner hit the post. Who hit that in? Let me guess. Was it Shaqiri? Oh, Eze then. Eze trying to keep the ball in, but didn't manage to. Oh, he did. He did. Foul.
Exactly what he's trying to do, you know, with a whip and the bend.
Tried to. Oh, that corner was incredible. Pickford's looked at him and like give him a wink and a smile. And Shaqiri, he's got a wand of a left foot. He's not quite Hadji or Stoichkov level of left foot, but wow. The former, not often you hear that, is it? The former Liverpool and Stoke man. But then again, was it Choupo-Moting who used to play for Stoke, who's ended up doing really well? Shaqiri coming up. Oh, so a play for Burnley. Burnley's playing on Amuni. Oh man, I don't want penalties. 2 minutes left. Switzerland are on the ball. It's looking like penalties, isn't it? I don't think we've been terrible, but I think it's indicative of what this tournament's been like. There's not been many great matches, if any. Maybe one. I think, was it Slovakia and Portugal? That was a good game. I think Germany had a good game, first game. Then. Pickford gets away with one, yeah, you're telling me. Oh, the Burnley guy nearly scored then, and Pickford made up for it by saving a really strong shot. Oh, right. So this is Vidman's. Pickford's going crazy now. He's like, yeah, he's effing and blinding. And why in the 29th minute are we having 29th minute of 30? Are we having 3 or 4 chances by Switzerland? Why do we do that? He's done all right there, Pickford. It's a good save. He's bashed it away. Power it came in was powerful. Switzerland seem to have a disproportionately amount of good left-footed players, which is a worry for the penalties, if I'm honest. I always fancy a left-footed to take a penalty and score it. Having said that, Saka didn't, did he? In the Euros last time. Just nod it back, Jack. Stones. Honestly, I'm saying this again. Pickford, let him take a penalty. He's got that mentality. If he's laughing and joking about someone nearly catching him out and he's just so full of confidence, let him take a penalty. This is crazy. What have you got? Shearer says, what have you got? Let's find out. Saka. Eze. Come on, Eze. Shaw, Luke Shaw, cross it. Good one, Shaw. Oh. Get it to Ivan Toney in the box and let him show his stuff. Trent. Walker's got inside. Oh, no one was there. This is our little moment. This is England's little moment now. 1 minute of injury time left. We're in it. We're in the injury time. And Saka couldn't lift it. Right, don't let him take a penalty, please. Can't lift that. He's not. He's tired. He's put a lot in. He's done a lot of running. Probably more running than anyone else, Saka. Tony's gone down. He's not getting a penalty for that. You're not getting anything for that. Get up. Get up. Ivan. Here's a push. It's penalties. Oh my days. It's penalties. It's going to penalties. I did not think I would be streaming for 2 hours, 34 minutes. I kind of thought we would get through this, but I mean, I think I talked about penalties right at the beginning of the stream. It's almost become a joke, like a cliche. In 2024, you know, 1990, I was a kid and I was sat there crying because we'd lost, because Chris Waddle and Stuart Pearce had missed those penalties. Southgate's in a pizza advert because of a missed penalty. Stuart Pearce missed another penalty. You know. Oh. Rashford. You can name all those people that have missed them. Saka, Sancho. So who's left on the pitch and who's going to take a penalty? So for me, Tony. I don't know about Saka. Question mark next to Saka. Tony. Bellingham. Rice, maybe. Still not 100% sure with Rice. Pickford. Trippier. Possibly Trippier. Is he still on the pitch? Oh, my word. Cole Palmer. Possibly Eze. So there's 7. I wouldn't want to take one of these, man. I've got nothing but respect for people who take them. You know, there's players like Paul Ince and David Batty who were like all heart and energy, and for England, when it came to penalty shootouts, didn't step up to take them and let other people do it. And respect for those people who stand up and do it and then miss. At least they're doing it, you know. Yeah, it's strange. I was watching that the other night. Yeah, it's a strange position, isn't it? But I guess, is this like how it used to be with football, where you're using German pictures? So this isn't the BBC, this is the German, whoever their national version of the BBC is. I don't know, it feels a bit like watching FIFA. Oh. Yeah, I don't know, mate. I am not full of confidence. I can think of people who I think are going to miss, and that's not good. Is Kyle Walker going to take one? I don't know. I don't know Walker's captain. Strange person to have as a vice captain, because he's a bit of a figure of fun, isn't he? It was like the other day where he said he had to go home because of all the for Father's Day because of all the kids. But the players must respect him. Oh my word. So penalty shootout. Everyone's Pickford. You know, if confidence was key to winning this, then he seems to be just built differently with confidence. Like he smiles and jokes, and it's like he's when they talk about monster mentality or whatever. Something different about this Pickford. Win, lose or draw, he never doubts himself. Whereas like Ramsdale does, certain goalkeepers do. Goalkeepers have to be a little bit crazy. Ref. He's asking the ref something. I don't know. Oh, I mean, it's the cliche is it's a lottery, and it is a lottery. It's just a lottery that England seem to lose a lot. We'll lose. I'll just click off on my stream. Fingers crossed. He's got little arms. This is the thing. I always feel like I don't know if he'll save any. It depends. Do you know what? I think it depends how many left-footed players he comes up against, because they just seem to have. Oh man, you've got to respect Cole Palmer. The kid is a beast. He's taken the first penalty. He looks at, like, we call him Cole Palmer. You know, the kid has got ice water in his veins just for stepping up and doing it. And he just pops it in. The kid's mystique is growing. Like this, he's unbelievable. Cole Palmer. Oh my word! You never. I had a little bit of doubt, but like he was never in doubt. That kid. He's just like, I'll take the first one. He probably just said it like, I'll go and get the chips from the chippy. You know, like no fear. The kid is awesome. Oh, I wish he was playing for a team I liked. At least he's not playing for City. Right, come on, Mr. Pickford. Yeah. He has saved one or two. I'm sure he's saved one or two in the past. He can do it again. Oh my days. Oh my days. I'm trying to keep this PG, but I don't know. I might not be able to. Akanji taking it. Okay. Saved. And that was a terrible penalty. And the Swiss players are clapping him, which is really weird. That was a poor penalty. Kanji was trying to. I mean, he gave Pickford time to make his mind up where he was going to go. It was so slow and ponderous. I don't think he put him off. Bellingham with the next one, Jude Bellingham. So we're talking mentality, people here, like strength of character. Palmer would be one. Bellingham is Mr. I visualize it, it happens. He said, I write my own story. So somebody said, who writes the script? And he said, I write the script. Okay. Jude Bellingham steps up for the penalty. Who writes your script, Jude Bellingham? Who writes your script? Go on, Jude. Who writes it? Who writes your script, Jude? You write your script. Oh my word, that was cool. And he's staring down their keeper and he's looking at the England fans like, bring it up, bring it on. Yeah. Palmer and Bellingham, they are, like I say, ice water in the veins. He just rolled that one in. The kid is built different, this Bellingham. Okay. It's all on them now. Fabian Schär. Now, Schär started the game well. He's right-footed. He's got a decent shot on him. I don't think he's known for penalties. Okay. Come on, Jordan. Let's go. Fabian Schär scores 2-1. All we need to do is score ours now. You know, they've already missed one. Who's this Alucard Presents? It's a new channel I hear of. You've turned up at a very strange time, Al. Penalty shootout time. This is big stuff. I'm gonna have to fight. You're gonna have to send me a link to your new channel, mate. Is this anything? Is this separating horror from other things? I did play the footy song earlier on at half time, if you scroll back. Ball, 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 footy, footy, footy. Wow, Saka's taking one. Now, I said this earlier on, I would have spared him from this because he missed one in the last Euros. Come on, Saka, let's do the Stuart Pearce. You deserve it, kid. You scored the goal to keep us in this. Bukayo Saka scores. That kid deserved that. What a lovely guy. He's done a Stuart Pearce. He's redemption. He's shown redemption. Al, look how it presents. It sounds like it should be something classy. So, Al, are England going to win this? Our American friends. How many people are watching this over in the US? Is it just Al? Okay, Shaqiri, he came on to take a penalty. How ironic would it be if he missed one? England have scored 3 out of 3. Switzerland have scored 1 out of 2. Shaqiri has the legs of a weightlifter. He's come on to score this, and he probably will. And he does. He does. 3-2. That's what he was on for. Oh, my word. Okay. No field goals yet. There was a guy who kicked it very high for Switzerland earlier on. Oh, my word. I can't take this pressure. I need to take the dog for a walk. It's been hours. I've been streaming for... This is a marathon stream. Ivan Toney is taking it. Ivan Toney. I said earlier on I would have had him. Another guy with that mentality, a winning mentality. If this was for Brentford, it would be in the net. But this is for England. It's different. He scores this, we're favourites, surely. Can't afford to miss one. Come on, Ivan. Come on, Ivan. Ivan Toney. Ivan Toney. Deserves this. Scores. And the kid knew which way the keeper was going, but he had the perfect amount of confidence that his shot was going to do it. I say kid, he's like 29. But yeah, there's a kid compared to me. Yes, Ivan. That's the centre forward. I don't know if Harry Kane would have scored it. Well, we'll never know. How many yards till first down? Well, we score one more, a few more yards, and we've won. We just need to score one more. Switzerland, if they miss, they need to score this. That's not on the spot. That's not on the spot. Thank you. Referees. Referee's done that. So we're 4-2 up. Number 25 for Switzerland. He has to score. He has to score. Right down the middle. Cocky. Very cocky. Amadani, that's the guy from Burnley. Okay, so England score this. They win. Who's taking number 5? Is it Jordan Pickford? Am I Mystic Meg? Okay. 4-3. 5th one. Who's taking this penalty? Trent Alexander-Arnold. Okay, I'm not feeling super confident. Not very warmed up. Has he got good technique? Yes. Has he done it at the highest level for Liverpool? Yes. Will he be a hero? People like to slag him off. Will he do what his other players have done? Come on, Trent. Win it for us. Come on, Trent. Come on, Trent. You can do this, son. Scores. Trent did it. And the ball goes into the sky. Saka looks up to the heavens. The fans all run over to the England substitutes and fans. And England are through. England are into the semi-finals. Oh, my word. There's only one thing I can say, guys, and that is this.
Yes! Now we hold. We do not give in. We do not allow them to score. Pickford! You beauty! You beauty!
You will never know what that means to me. That is everything. Everything! We love you. Boys, we love you.
Boys, we love you. We do. We love you. Oh, thank you everyone for watching along with me. It's been good fun. And England actually won. Oh my word. What a world. So, I think Akanji missing that first one set us on a terrible Switzerland on a bit of a bad run. I mean, they took the lead. England weren't great, but they were good enough to keep going through. I mean, look, France were the same. Not great. Keep going through. No one's been great in this tournament. So who's least worst? Who's going to win this? Who's going to be least worst? Big up to Trent Alexander-Arnold. Not been on the field very long. A lot of criticism. Will Harry Kane be fit for the next game? Actually, will it be better if Ivan Toney plays? Took a cracking penalty. So much confidence. How about England scoring 5 penalties? When was the last time we scored 5 penalties in a row? I know we've had some where the other teams in it. Both of us have done it. Cole Palmer, stepping up and doing that first penalty. All of them. But Saka deserves singling out because he could have backed away from doing it again because he knew how much abuse he got last time. And honestly, he didn't deserve that in the last Euros. So, yeah. We move on to the semi-finals. Will people start getting behind England a bit more now and stop calling Southgate and making fun of him when he's been other than our second most successful manager of all time? I don't know. You don't have to play great. It's like in the league, you talk about things being championship form when you just scrape a 1-0. Nobody will remember how we've played if we win this. I wonder how Harry Kane's going to fit back into that team. SA did all right when he came on. In fact, he did probably better defensively than attacking. Kanji looks devastated for Switzerland. Somebody there with a big Oxford United flag. Can't believe we scored 5 penalties. We love you. Wow. thanks so much for people who've joined and watched along with this. It has been a lot of fun. I've had a beer, watched some footy songs, finally found a way of watching something on and interacting with it while we were talking about it. But England have done it, man. You know, there'll be some kids somewhere who are like I was in 1990 when I was like 10 or 9, like who will be just absolutely buzzing now. And this is for those kids to really enjoy. And I'm really pleased to see it. No divine right to win any of these things, but nobody does. And be arrogant enough to think that we're just going to walk over teams. It's always going to be tough every game. We've done it. This might give them a bit more confidence as well going into the next one. England winning a penalty shootout. But we've done it in quarterfinals before. Switzerland players have been really good here, shaking hands, clapping their fans. How many England players have been involved in penalty shootouts over the years? It just makes a nice change. Yeah, it just makes a nice change. You know, and all those England fans who were leaving early in the other games and booing and things like that, it's absolute craziness joy now, isn't it? Changes very, very quickly. Bringing on those players and the ones who took the penalties, it's actually worked out pretty well, I would say. Sometimes substitutions are the key to this thing. I mean, Declan Rice didn't take one, you know. Cole Palmer, Saka, Ivan Toney, all 5 of those lads deserve a big pat on the back, a massive pat on the back. People at press officer there hugging Southgate. I think they're just all breathing now. Well, championship form, winning things like this, it's not always about performing amazingly. So, in this case, that wasn't one of those. They didn't perform amazingly. But there's a thin line between winning and losing, isn't it? And this time, for once, England were on the right side of it. I'm wondering if the video of the final penalty is going to pop up so we can watch it. So yeah, it's where England are going to be playing in Dortmund next against either the Netherlands or Turkey on Wednesday, 8 o'clock UK time. I'm probably not going to stream that. We're just going to watch it because I think I might be working, or I might be out. Actually, I might be busy, but hopefully I'll get back in time to watch it. But yeah, thanks for watching my first ever football stream. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got something out of it. I hope if you're an England fan, you're really happy. I hope if you're a Switzerland fan, I appreciate how well you played. If you're just neutral, I hope you kind of got an understanding of the national game. They're currently interviewing Trent Alexander-Arnold on the pitch at the moment. Big up Trent Alexander-Arnold for his performance there, just coming on and scoring a penalty, which I think is quite tricky. But he did the right thing. They did the right thing by bringing him on. It worked. If it works, it was the right decision. If it didn't work, it's a terrible decision. I'm afraid that's the fine margins of football, I'm afraid. So, how are we going to finish this stream? Well, I think there's only one way, and it's with a song. So, have a lovely evening, afternoon, or morning, wherever you are. And thank you for watching the stream with me. I've really enjoyed it. I've really enjoyed talking about football with you. And if there's anybody who's a big football fan who wants to join me on one of these streams, just put a message in the comment and we'll get you involved. Let's have a good old chat. I don't mind who you support as long as it's not Man City.
Footy, footy, footy. Oh, oh, oh. Oh, oh. Oh, oh, oh. Footy, footy. skill. The skill is for football. I've got a hat.
Woo!
I've got a scarf. The scarf is for football. I've got a rat. 2.
Ball, ball, ball. Footy, footy, footy. Ball, ball, ball. Football.
When I go see United, I get overexcited. When I go see Millwall, I know I'll see a good game of football. When I go see Tottenham, I know there'll be no stopping them. When I go see Spurs, if it's golden death, it's got a hat or a hearse.
Ball, ball, ball. Footy, footy, footy. Ball, ball, ball. Football.
When the game's beginning,
All the crowd start singing.
when the goals start scoring, it becomes less boring. When I go see Arsenal, I reckon I can pass and all. When I go see Villa, my view is blocked by a concrete pillar.
Ball, ball, ball. Footy, footy, footy. Ball, ball, ball. Football.
All the teams wear numbers, ironed onto their jumpers, strips of different colours. It helps you sort out one from the others. When the game gets dirty, the ref becomes all shirty. When the teams change ends, it's time to talk tactics with my friends.
Ball, ball, ball. Footy, footy, footy. Ball, ball, ball. Football. Ball, ball, ball. Footy, footy, footy. Ball, ball, ball. Football.
Here we go.
GLENHODDLEISHAVINGAGOAL. Glenn Noddle is having a go. Foot, 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 ball, 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 foot, foot, kick, 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 foot, foot, kick, ball, go.
Ball, ball, ball. Footy, footy, footy. Ball, ball, ball. Football.
When I go see Rovers, I wear my Rovers pullovers. When I go see Leeds, they seem to achieve a lot of high ball speeds. When I go see Nottingham, they don't seem like a lot of them. When I go see Chelsea, spend half the match in the queue